Hello, everyone. This is Kev, and this is BMBBH, and just wanted to take time to reflect on the one story that made me want to do YouTube a little bit more because I was one of these guys that used to ask the question of why wasn't this covered enough? Why isn't the media talking about this enough? And you realize is that with a YouTube channel that you don't have to wait for the coverage. You can be the coverage. Maybe that is that you don't have $1 million set up and you're not, speaking in some type of monotone robotic language, but this YouTube gives you the opportunity to, reflect on the story how you want to reflect on it. Knowing that you don't have to answer to a corporate head on how to exactly speak on these types of things. Especially certain events and unfortunate incidences that do affect us as black men. And this story is one of them. It's a very interesting story because I was just looking at the news one night and I saw it and I was compelled. I said, I got to talk about this because this is a young man being gunned down in his own apartment by a police officer. And, tensions are still pretty high on police brutality. And you can look at it how you want to look at it. You can look at it as the media is trying to keep us divided, or there is an altogether problem with the way law enforcement treats um, other ethnic groups as opposed to their own. Or you could be thinking is this is just cops. These are just cops. And from what I can see in this particular story right here is if there was an if there was an opposing dynamic in this story, it's not because of race. It is because of race, but then it's not because of race. Let me just clean that up a little bit. And this case, when you think about it in that way, I mean, there's what it really is, and how it may be perceived by others. It becomes very confusing. It does because, like I said, when they do this to us, there's always going to be we know what this is about. So, young man in the picture is named Botham Shim John. Botham Shim John. Apparently, from the way everything looked and the way everything was placed, Botham was just about to enjoy an evening, with his bowl of ice cream, about to fire up a couple of bowls. And all of a sudden, this person enters his apartment with a gun drawn. According to that person, he took 2 steps forward, and I think she said she shot 4 times and put 2 in his chest, killing him. Sad stuff. Because the one thing I said about this kid was he didn't fit the archetype. Not that there's an archetype that is life expectancy is a little shorter than the other, but let's keep it real. There are some archetypes that are, you would think that if they navigated from day to day, that they might have a chance to live a little longer. This guy was 26 years old. He worked at PwC, one not worked, interned at PwC, one of the top 4 accounting firms in the world. So the sky's the limit for Botham John. Uh, born in St. Lucia, where they have the good sea moss. Yeah, minding his own business, but The night of September 6, 2018, his life came to a tragic end at the hands of Dallas police officer. At the time, she was a Dallas police officer, Amber Guyger. When I first covered this, when I first covered this, I one of the first things that entered my head was, I wonder, was the police officer white? Her story was she got off on the wrong floor and entered the wrong apartment. The door was slightly ajar. She entered and saw this big shadow-clad figure standing in the walkway. She gave it the order. I mean, she gave him the order to, put his hands up, stand down, whatever. She said then like I said, she said he came toward her. And then she put two in his chest. You know, if you do your research, which is not very hard to do, there are stories that conflict with Amber Guyger's version. Some say there was some loud knocking. Some say there was a sort of a argument going on. But the stories present some communication between Jean and Amber Guyger. I mean, yeah, Amber Guyger. Okay, these are pictures of her before the mug shots. I mean, if you Google it, you'll see that mugshot everywhere. I don't think I put any mugshot, the mugshot in the slideshow. Please forgive me. Yeah, that's her with her family and her mother or younger cousin or whatever. I don't know. Is wearing an All Lives Matter T-shirt. So we know where she stands on race already. So the possibility that the neighbor's story is true is very plausible. Let me see if I can find this real quick. I probably won't be able to play the sound, but I can show you the screen. Like, I did a little digging and I saw the Pinterest. Pinterest. I don't even know if Pinterest is a thing anymore. It might still be, but not on a real big scale like it used to be. Here we go. You know, just one moment. Yeah, she had all kinds of shit on her Pinterest. Before she was arrested. Like what amazed me about a lot of that case was they refused to arrest her. And the first faces that they showed are black police officers. Yeah, I found it. Just one second before I share it. This is off an old video. So sometimes you can tell how far I've come with the editing. Hey man, look, y'all say what y'all want, but kind of keep the trolling to a minimum. Trying to be somewhat serious about this. But anyway, let me get some shout outs. Got RPM, Judge Dre, D Scott, Vampire Streaming. Yeah, we up late. I'm gonna try it again on earlier. Maybe if the environment is more conducive. Uh, got hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. Good to see you again. Like I said, Chance Rogers, Blu-ray, what's going on? Yeah, talking about the Botham John, the Amber Guyger case, the murder of Botham John, because that's what happened. He was murdered. Yeah. So here's her little her Blue Lives, her Blue Life family, and her All Lives Matter family right here. So when I see shit like this, it doesn't leave any doubt for me. It just I'm you know, I'm not, pro cop or anything about any of these situations. I mean, some of you may be. I mean, good for you. I mean, now you're not going to be able to hear this video. This is one of my earlier videos. I did this was about 4 years ago actually. So this is let me make that bigger. I mean, shit. So this is her pin interest. This is her pin. This was a screenshot from her pin interest. Yeah, there goes that famous mugshot of her looking pitiful because oh no, I got caught up in some shit. So here it is. She said, "I wear all black to remind you not to mess with me because I'm already dressed for your funeral." That sounds like somebody who really knows how to diffuse a situation. So let me move a little forward. Yeah, especially with the killing of a young black man who the sky was the limit for. It's like, come on. Seriously, can you really believe that people would actually think that you were sincere about your job and protecting the public? And then the comment below is also her. Yeah, I got me a gun and shovel and gloves. If you were black, if you were back the fuck up and get out my fucking ass. Yeah, them types are very vulgar with they shit. Okay. Uh huh. Here's another little thing she put on her Pinterest. People are so ungrateful. No one ever thanks me for having the patience not to kill them. Hmm. That's not indicative at all. I don't know what you guys think in the chat or, you know, you're thinking that. And I know this is old news. This is old news. We're revisiting it. We're revisiting it because, see, this trial, from the time he got killed to the time she was convicted and thrown in prison, I was invested in it. You know, people didn't really care about this until the trial itself, and it was something that did deserve national attention because like I said, he did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. Her claim is she got off on the wrong floor. So, you can believe that shit if you want to. Like, but again, let me read it. People are so ungrateful. No one ever thanks me for having the patience not to kill them. Wow. Shoot. You are a trusted, supposedly a trusted servant of the people. You're talking like that. But see, here's the thing. Even if her cop buddies, her co-workers were to see this, they wouldn't say shit. Them cops are on code like a motherfucker. And it was a few instances to me where it just seemed like this race doesn't matter to these fucking people, and that's what they were kind of pushing in the media. I'm not one of these jackasses that people cry too much about race. No, I'm from Bama. I'm from Montgomery, so you'll never get that out of me. This apologist bullshit. But once again, black men, younger black men too, we should know our position in America, and the fact that a lot of us are so spiteful toward each other, it just it would give you that feeling of hopelessness. if you really just sat there and thought about it. You know, people sitting up here using bullshit power dynamics to shame when he's like, at the end of the day, race is a key factor in how they treat you, but it's not something that the cops in particular, the black, at least the black cops don't care about. You best believe them old hillbilly ass gung ho motherfucking white ones do care. And the ones that's fair in skin or other races, they care too. So, she's cookie cutter racist right here. Every I mean, it ain't like every white person that dislikes Obama and Colin Kaepernick at the same damn time. Oh, that doesn't mean they're a racist. Fuck out of here. Waiting on Obama to attend the cop's funeral. Okay. Well, I tell you what funeral he did attend. Them 9 people that died in that church shooting at the hands of Dylan Roof. What did the cops in that situation do for Dylan Roof? They took him to Burger King. So we know, like, as a black person, still, I'm not trying to stoke victimhood in anyone. I mean, with this kind of thing, it just is what it is. Why y'all playing? Shoot. Yeah. So anyway, let me see if there's another one. Yep, they got that mugshot, pitiful, pathetic mugshot of Amber Guyger. Yeah, I guess this is a cop funeral picture of how everything is in a straight line, and it says in it, when the police riot for the death of a brother, they do it with class. Mm. You know, that's a swipe at all of y'all that like to, I guess, riot and tear up your own neighborhoods, which is true. And I've said this before. Um, I don't understand why when you get mad at somebody, you tear up your own shit. But I don't give a fuck why the police would ever say it. We're not all racist. Yeah, yeah, most. Yeah. I mean, me and my dad have had this discussion with black cops that were in our family. Shit. I mean, it's no pulling back. It's like, why is there such a brotherhood with you assholes? There is a thin, let me see if I can read that. There is a thin blue line which runs through the center of darkness. The darkness represents the evil in this world. The thin blue line represents our peacekeepers. The line is representative of the brotherhood slash sisterhood of warriors. Yep. Blue lives matter. I ain't reading the rest of that shit. But this Renee Hall, the little tidbit, she refused to arrest Amber Guyger. In fact, she gave it to the Texas Rangers due to conflict of interest. Then would eventually had to fire Amber Guyger, although she was very reluctant to do so. Yep, shit rolls downhill. She was the head cheese. So y'all can take that how you want. Shit. Said Blu-ray said, yeah, that cop that killed Dante Wright pulled 16 months. Only got out yesterday. Shit, she didn't spend long enough in prison. She didn't spend long enough in prison. I mean, they what they did was they tried to, like, Dante Wright, from what I heard, wasn't he wasn't a spring chicken himself, but one thing I do have to get people to realize in stories such as this is that there's always going to be this racial racist undertone when it comes to you in society. Is no question about that. Why would anyone try to deny that or try to turn their backs on it um like it should not exist? Now, that's no excuse for you not to just sit around and just mope and be the victim, but at the same time, shit, it is what it is. So let me get back to this. All right. So when it first happened, the first face you saw was Sergeant Warren Mitchell. Well, at least he was sergeant at the time. And to your right is Chief Renee Hall. Like I just got through, she was the one that refused to arrest Amber Guyger or refused to take any part in her investigation, and an argument could be made for conflict of interest. Yeah, I bet. But one thing that like I said, what I noticed when these things first happen, and the first two faces you see are black faces. Yeah, number one, yeah, you're in the top position, so you have to kind of say something. And their transparency wasn't that great at all. But it's always in the back of your mind. Oh, to ease the unrest, they got to put a black face in front of you. I mean, there's gonna be unrest anyway. And what these jackasses don't know is when you do this, it makes it worse. Not surprised the black woman want to arrest her after she killed a black man. We know how black women don't respect black men. I mean, look, for any of these gender bangers out here, if they really dived into this case, you got a lot of ammo. And I'm not saying that's what anybody's doing, but it's like there's enough going on out here to substantiate that. Shoot. Around this time, Kevin Samuels was still alive. Boy, but like I said, the first two faces they put in front of you, and a lot of it was legal red tape. They couldn't say too much, so you can't blame them too much. But we know what this is already. So yeah, we got all lives matter, but I'm not racist. We got fucked up Pinterest account, Amber Guyger. We got oh my god, they had to arrest me. So yeah, I want to talk about this for a second. I want to talk about our people too. When he first was killed, in the following uh couple weeks afterwards, the picture on the left was going around social media. And immediately a rumor that the one that was on the far right, the white girl on the far right, was Amber Guyger, and and Botham John and Amber Guyger was bumping uglies. I mean, like this, and this is why they tell you not to believe everything that you hear on the internet, that you see on the internet, rather, because upon further investigation, which is just me googling shit, the one on the right, her name is Cynthia Johnson, was his actual girlfriend. Yeah, I had a little fun with that one with a couple people because they like the first thing that the media tries to do is assassinate the character of the black man who is a victim. Chaos Rain. Chaos Rain Nightish. What's going on? Chaos Rain. I'm just revisiting the Botham John case. Well, it's not his case. It's the Botham John murder, the Amber Guyger case. I'm just revisiting that. This like people for those of you who didn't know me 4 or 5 years ago, This is the most extensively I ever covered a news story. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So automatically, some of the dick police decided that Botham John was banging white girls. See, the media has one way of the character assassination. The court of public opinion, with not all but many black folks, will take it in another direction. And it's always a female that tries to do that, just push this narrative. Ah, he was messing with the white girls. And then as soon as I would see it, I just go into like defending them. Like, look, no, this is his girlfriend. You're dumb. Here's the link. Y'all don't know what a social mixer looks like? Seriously? This man was gunned down by a police officer in his own apartment, and this is what you deem important. Nightish says, I thought the lady cop was his girl, or she went to the wrong house. Her claim is she went to the wrong house. The Amber and Botham John fucking, that was just speculation. No. The girl on the right, her name is Cynthia Johnson. That was his actual girlfriend. And the fact that you didn't know this makes this broadcast relevant. Yeah, this is a very sad thing. It it was an unfortunate incident, a murder that added to the list of things that black men could not do when interacting with Western culture. Can't carry iced tea and Skittles. Can't sell cigarettes. Can't sell CDs. Can't have your car stopped in the middle of the highway. Can't be a drug dealer hiding behind your boyfriend and your other friend. Shit. Can't get pulled over. Boy, there's a lot of things that you cannot do as a black person. But eating a bowl of ice cream added to it. So enough about the ignorant stuff that we assume at first. Because it's like, because like I said, yeah, I have to say it again. The picture of him and the white girls were going around social media. There's some other pictures too. All it was interacting with coworkers, interacting with fellow interns. This dude was doing something major. He was interning for the top four, one of the top four accounting firms in the world. The world. Not not the country, the world. I mean, like, look, it's something that any one of us could do too. So, so let's move it right along. Po girl. Yes, I think she's become like a motivational speaker. And black women were going off on him for dating a white chick. No, he was not dating a white chick. He had a black girlfriend. That's all niggas care about, man. That's all we care about. Who we sleeping with? Fuck out of here. Yep, that's his funeral right there. That was a picture of his funeral. I did a video on this too because see, there was the very despicable part about this day. While his family was saying goodbye to him, at the stupidity of one of these highly trained police officers. I think she was on the force for like a good 2 or 3 years. While that was going on, look at this. It said developing. Search warrant, marijuana found in Botham John's apartment after deadly shooting. On the day of his funeral, for some reason they got granted a warrant to go search his apartment, which was disgraceful. It was like I questioned the Dallas PD's motives for all of this before, but when I heard that shit, I was like, man, these motherfuckers ain't shit. That's what they were thinking. Yeah, yeah, I know, Dre. I know, Dre. When they got it in their head, when they got it in their head, they decided that's what they were going to stick with, and they weren't going to search for the truth, which is sad. It's just for for me, for them to show that, and it was some simps that were saying that crap too. Oh man, he a coon. I don't care now. He a coon. Be quick to call somebody a coon. Yeah, like the most unforgivable thing a black man can do is date a white girl. We have established this. But in this case, they didn't even bother to do the research. They didn't even bother to read the stories on this to make sure. Yep, there was this big old rumor that that Amber Guyger and Botham John was having sex. And part of me wanted it to be true, because if that were the case, um, her story would have sounded like a lie. Her story would have been made into a lie, but that was not the case. And why would I want that anyway? I fully want that. Hybrid says they are throwing dirt on his dead body by reporting that they found contraband in his place. And I said it before, I say it again. Just because somebody smoked weed doesn't mean they deserve to die. Fuck out of here with that. What, the whole state of Colorado deserve to die? Yeah, Fox News. Hi Tucker. No, that was local, but still, in light of the in light of the developments in the media today, for those who didn't know, both Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson was shown the door from their respective news outlets. Yeah, that this right here pissed me off, because not like it would have pissed me off anyway, but they did it on the day of his funeral. I was like, dirty, low down snakes. Like still, black man, American black man, please begin to understand what your position is. And like I said, not to use it as an excuse not to be productive, but understand and be aware. This guy did not have a criminal archetype. He was what I like to call one of them happy black dudes. I had coworkers like that. One of the happy black dude that's always smiling in a white folks' face. Whether it was just in his personality or whether he was just trying to play the game, I wasn't gonna smile like that for them for people like that. I mean, I just didn't see a political advantage to it, but that was just me. Or maybe it was just in his character. But I could see both of John being that kind of guy. This happy black dude always got a smile on his face, trying to be yeah. He was a youth leader, so yeah, he was used to being the kind of person that was a positive influence on those around him. Instead, some of us worried about who he's banging or what he's smoking. I don't give a damn about that. That is that is cannabis is like the stupidest thing to be illegal ever. And then like even some of us even some of us black folks we use that to put each other down. Oh, he was smoking like that. It made me sick because that was a talking point in the Trayvon Martin death. Like it was this viral preacher named Pastor Manning, buck dancing and shit. You know the marijuana make you crazy. No, no one deserves to die because they smoke a little weed. You fucking dumbasses. Yeah, so months later, the trial commences. Now, aside from her cop look, her jeans and t-shirt shit that you seen earlier, you see a very different Amber Guyger, a very different vibe, different from the one right here. There were several pictures of her t-shirts, jeans, hoodies. For some reason she's wearing a dress. Yeah, yeah, Nightish, Reefer Madness. One of the biggest propaganda films in our history. I might cover that one day. Yeah, she's wearing a dress. Elicits like they had to have did something with her image, before this trial. Let your hair down, wear a dress, look pathetic, elicit some sympathy. She got the wrong kind of sympathy, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, now let me get to the race part. It is if you're a black person, you're fired up by the whole Black Lives Matter thing, and yeah, you're falling for it for real, for real. This trial right here probably would have snapped some sense into you. The way that it just was executed, it was man. So there's this bitch going to trial. So this guy right here, Texas Ranger David Armstrong. Yeah, David Armstrong. He was the leading investigator for the Texas Rangers. He was the leading investigator for the Texas Rangers. This motherfucker, biggest day, testified in court. Based on the evidence that I was able to collect, I would not have arrested Amber Guyger. And he had one of these like thick country accents. He's one of them guys that made me say, "Damn, this motherfucker got a thick country accent." He was like, "Yeah, if I was if I if based on the evidence that I came up with, I would not have arrested Amber Guyger." I was like, "Damn, that man sound like this sheriff we had in Montgomery at one point. This Sheriff D.T. Marshall." Shoot, that's what we was doing the local television shows. But it's like always niggas like this. Shoot. And, I mean, I'm not gonna sit up there and try to say who he married to, because sometimes these types be married to black women. You'd be surprised if your thinking is limited. So this guy testified biggest day that based on the evidence that he was able to compile, he would not have arrested Amber Guyger. Gee whiz. Oh, hybrid catastrophic impact X-83 powers. Laughing at my impression of a country guy doing a country guy. Like, yeah. All righty. Biggest motherfucking day. Yeah. Biggest day. So, comes around, she starts to testify. And there it is. The little white girl waterworks. Oh God, oh woe is me. It's the end of the world. The sky is falling. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do it. Okay, well, look, let me remind y'all of something real quick. Why she looking like that? Same motherfucker that was saying this. I wear all black to remind you not to mess with me because I'm already dressed for your funeral. Yeah, her. Now she look like this. Now she looking like this. As if she had time to think about it. But we'll put this comment here on the screen. It worked. It worked. It didn't all the way work, but it worked to a degree. All right. White woman tears, the most dangerous thing in Western culture. Yeah. Yeah, because they can get away with anything. It's like when they cry, I haven't seen, I haven't really seen a white woman yet for real that couldn't cry enough. I mean, for me, bitch can cry all day, but that's just me. I had absolutely no sympathy for Amber Guyger. Watching her cry, I would have been emotionless. But I guess for the black folks in the fucking courtroom, yeah. So here we go. Verdict. Okay, the verdict comes out. She's found guilty. So this is the Jean family right here. The woman in the red dress is his mother. The man standing behind her is the father. And the guy in the glasses standing toward the front is Brant John, his brother. Man, let me tell you something. I was mad at the family. I wasn't mad at the family the most. I wasn't mad at it the most because by showing that display of sympathy, it only costed them. It only costed them a better result for the memory of their loved one. And here's what we're talking about. You're gonna ask for a hug in the middle of the courtroom. He asked for the hug. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. That was his brother. I told my family members if I get killed in an unjust fashion and you hug my killer in the middle of the courtroom, I mean, even with this forgiveness bullshit, even if that, I will haunt you for the rest of your motherfucking days. I will haunt you. I will be knocking at your window like Casper the Friendly Ghost when you're trying to do the wild thing. And I promise to keep my eyes covered because I don't want to be a peeping Tom to my family. But I will, look away and tap on the window. Shoot. This is how serious I will be. Don't hug my motherfucking killer in the middle of the courtroom. She didn't deserve any of that crap. But she was crying. And not only did it work on the family, which was because, see, the father was like, I want to be your friend, Amber Guyger. I said, man, what kind of drugs was y'all smoking? Like the St. Lucian purple, like what the fuck? I mean, all due respect to the family. Maybe that was their way of finding closure and peace. And then they were from St. Lucia. They weren't from here, which still ain't no excuse because they killed your loved one. So, in trying to understand what looks like a dumbass move to me, can I really say what was going through that young man's mind when he was doing this stupid shit right here? Or would I even care? All I see is a guy hugging his brother's killer. That's it. That's all I see. But this ain't even the most appalling thing. This right here was the most appalling. Not because oh it's a black woman and oh everybody always just coming down on black women. Nah, stop. Just stop for a second. She's supposed to be the most impartial person in the courtroom. Period. No, you're not supposed to have that display of feeling. I mean, sometimes I see judges do get emotional. They do get upset with defendants who are obviously guilty. There was no reason for her to do that. There was no reason for Tammy Kemp to do that. I mean, the family, I understand that a lot more than I understand this. The testimony from David Armstrong, and now you got Judge Tammy Kemp hugging a defendant that was just found guilty. If that would have been a man, he would be out. How the hell you gonna? And then like the bailiff, I don't even know if you call it the bailiff at that point, but one of the COs in the courtroom wanted to put her fingers through Amber Guyger's hair. Now they say that's just for a weapons check. Make sure she ain't got a switchblade in her hair ready to stab her lawyer. But that story was probably been a little difficult to buy. Just for me. I ain't never seen nobody. I mean, the human capacity for doing bullshit is there, so I can kind of see it. But then again, come on now, Judge Dre. Yeah, he said judges can't do that. Judge Dre says judges can't do that. Yeah, but judges can't do that. They can't show that kind. They have to be the most impartial person in the courtroom. They have to be. That you mean to tell me that Amber Guyger's tears bought that much sympathy? Amber Guyger's tears bought that much sympathy. Wow. Let's see. So, let's see what the next slide is. Yeah. Okay. So, here's three key figures, very powerful figures in the law enforcement at the time, and all three failed in some type of way. The third one I haven't mentioned yet was the DA at the time, Faith Johnson, who I believe lost her election. The next, she lost the next election and lost her place as DA to a man. But I'll tell you why she's significant. But let's go over why the other two are significant. Police Chief Renee Hall, who refused to arrest or investigate Amber Guyger. She put it in the hands of the Texas Rangers. And you saw the results of that, because law enforcement sure stick together. You can understand that there was a conflict of interest presented because they didn't want to, investigate one of their own, which hasn't stopped the motherfuckers in the past. So she ends up subsequently in 2020 quitting her job. She quit her job because her department came under scrutiny for basically racial profiling. How the police department treated its citizens based on a lot of key things, including race. So to just make a long story short, she was just really bad at her job. It's not something that I wish on on a beautiful black woman such as herself. Yeah, she was looking good in some of the pictures that I had seen of her. Yeah, but she she was part of the system that let Botham John down. Um, Judge Tammy Kemp, of course, we just got through discussing her part, coming off of that fucking stand and hugging her, and it just, this whole forgiveness thing. It's like, what do we think that we're gonna gain from this shit? Automatic place into heaven? Now, DA Faith Johnson would not give the orders to arrest Amber Guyger, like whatever was in her parameters. But as far as I know, is what she did during the trial. She fought a subpoena to testify, and pretty much stated that they didn't just want to rush to arrest Amber Guyger because they didn't want to feel bullied or pressured by the public. Like this was some type of show of strength on her behalf, but she was voted out the next election. If anyone wants to fact check anything that I'm saying and put it in the comment section, if I am mistaken, I would like to know. So yeah, there you have it. You can make any ruling on these three if you want. You can focus on what they share in common, or you can focus on the fact that they were all a part of the same corrupt system. Because they do help their own, whether it be law enforcement or feminism. In this case, it might have been both. Let me go back. But this display of sympathy and forgiveness, which we often ask as black men, why are we always portrayed as the ones that have to be the forgiving ones? Why are we always portrayed as the ones who have to be the most understanding, the most empathetic toward others? It does annoy me, and it does piss me off when I'm sitting around having discussions with other blacks, and they're just carrying the flag and championing other groups. Like that makes you look like a better person because all you know how to do is virtue signal. And I'm not saying that we need to go gung ho and get super militant and just run over every fucking body else, but everybody else seems to have this penchant for running over us. What do we do when they shoot our brother? We hug him in the middle of the goddamn courtroom. Roguish the Bill Monger. That ties right into my show for tomorrow. A conscious of one's blackness. I will definitely be on the lookout for that one. And these are not ADOS. These are Saint Lucian. I don't know if they're descended from slaves or not. But it's also this Christian doctrine. Now, for those of you who are Christians that are watching, I respect your views and your faith. But my opinion is this: is the search for perfection doesn't mean that you have to be everyone's bitch. I'm talking to you Christians out there that thought that this was a beautiful thing to do. Oh, they forgave him. Fuck out of here. Ask Botham what he thinks. Oh, wait a minute. He's dead. And that too. Black folks will forgive us no matter what we do. I want to record to show if anything ever happens to me, I want you to pay me back in blood. Word. Word. Like I said, I blame her more than I blame him. It's like, who suggested the idea to hug your brother's killer? The Lord gonna love us for this. Now, people forget the destructive power of God, especially for those who aren't exactly stand up with him. So, let me see. There's this young man's name right here, and I'll tell you his significance. Forgot his name. I I looked it up. I just forgot it because I did a video on him too. I'm gonna try to put all. I'm gonna try to put all of the videos that I did on the like on the Amber Guyger case, Botham John murder, in the description. If I'm not too lazy to do it. Yeah. Let's see. Yes. His name's Joshua Brown. So according to CNN.com, CNN.com, the article reads 10 days after he testified in the murder trial of a former Dallas police officer, key witness Joshua Brown was gunned down at his apartment complex, according to the Dallas County Medical Examiner. Uh, Kimberly Leach, spokesperson for Dallas County District Attorney John Crizalt. Oh yeah, John Crizalt is the one that beat Faith Johnson. Yeah, yeah. So a key witness being gunned down 10 days 10 days after the trial. It's very sus. Very, very sus. I'm no conspiracy theorist, but lots of messed up things about this. Now, getting roguish the bill monger. What happened to the black chick that first reported that she heard the bitch knocking on the door yelling to be let in? I did mention something about with neighbors, accounts of what happened are different from Amber Guyger's and what the Dallas PD put together. Yeah, let's just say that was not taken into account. Hopefully she's okay. Judge Dre, mercy for your enemies cannot come at the cost of justice to the victims. Exactly. 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 So he's dead as a key witness. We some forgiving ass people. Now, Amber Guyger got 10 years. She got 10 years in prison for manslaughter in the shooting death of Botham John. Let me tell y'all something. I know when I enter my place, I know the feel of a place that I live in. I know the smell. I know the ambience of the environment. She cannot sell me on this. Oh, I walked into the wrong apartment. She can't sell me on that. The door was slightly ajar. I thought somebody had broke in. So I drew my gun, and all I saw was this big dark figure, shadow clad, moving toward me. I told him to stop. He didn't, and I shot him. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. Cartel, what's going on? I'm telling you, am I off? Does anybody not agree? You know the ambience of your place. You know how it looks. I don't give a damn if you spend 15 hours at work. You know your goddamn place. Now, it's been a time where I will walk up to the wrong door. But still, it's like if even if I were to enter the place, like I said, I would know if it were my place or not. Is it slightly possible that she walked on the wrong floor? Everything in me wants to say no. Everything in me wants to say no. But she's a fucking cop. Visual observation is what you're supposed to do the most. There are no blind cops on the fucking force. None. Unless y'all know a blind cop, which is fucking impossible. Cartel, when will people stop becoming so forgiving and weak minded? It has gotten us nowhere. Yeah, let me help you make that point. Uh-huh. This is who they were hugging in the middle of the goddamn courtroom. A person that will say this on their social media account. I wear all black to remind you not to mess with me because I'm already dressed for your funeral. Oh, tell me the family didn't see any of this shit. People are so ungrateful. No one ever thanks me for having the patience not to kill them. So you mean after a 12-hour work shift of sitting in the car and possibly blowing your partner, um, you was too tired? That's another thing. For someone who was too tired to identify her fucking place, what they discovered was she was sexting. You know what sexting is, right? Texting sexual messages to a person, to a guy she worked with on the force. I don't know if it was exactly her partner or not. So if she had the wherewithal to send sexual text messages, she had the wherewithal to know her fucking place is. I was just so tired. I didn't know. I didn't know if it were my place. And yeah, she ran out of patience, y'all. There you go. Like I said, now, I can understand if they don't like Obama or if they don't like Kaepernick, but to simultaneously not like them, uh, that's a giveaway. That's a giveaway. That'd be the racist talking point right there. Fuck out of here if you don't think this is in any way, shape, or form mildly about racism. Mildly about using your power as a police officer. Like we said before with that other story, uh, the race may not necessarily matter to the black cop, but it damn sure mattered to the white cop. So that's who they were hugging. That's who the Johns were hugging. They were hugging a person with that mentality. Just because she was, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm blind. I'm blonde and I'm white. Please feel sorry for me. Even the goddamn jurors. There was this white guy and this black girl who were jurors that did an interview. We couldn't throw it. We couldn't give her 20 years because we felt like she was truly sorry for what she did. Huh? Because she cried? People cry out of desperation all the time. Free will defender. Free will defender. Still annoys me them black folks hug that white chick. Okay, prepare to be annoyed because here's a picture. Oh, wait a minute. Uh, Here's another one. Yep. Very fucking annoying. Come over here. Come over here, Amber. It's gonna be okay. Now, what if Brunt John comes out one day and is like, I hugged her just to get close enough to her to say, fuck you, bitch. Like, if he comes out and say that, then I will understand. I just wanted to get close enough to her and hug her and say, fuck you, bitch, for killing my brother. Like, if he would have just said that shit, I mean, I'd say, okay, well, it I guess it was worth the look. I would understand it somewhat, but he didn't do that. He ain't say none of that shit. He ain't say none of that shit. That dude crying. Oh my God. The Lord will rain down upon me blessings because I forgave this bitch. Oroga said, Cartel, I'm waiting for my family to become such a statistic, and I put it on my nuts. Them motherfuckers better have 10 silos of H2O. Uh, wow. I believe him. I believe. Judge Ray, let that been a black man behind on child support. You would have been, would you would have been talking to? What about locking him up and throwing away the key? Shit, yeah, he wouldn't have got that. He wouldn't have got no hug. He wouldn't have got no hug from the judge. Toya in the building. What's going on? Free will defender. White women tears for some reason make people fucking sentimental. I be laughing at them bitches. It's like when you cry when you fuck up, that just make me believe you full of shit. I didn't mean to do it. Yes, you did. Yes, the fuck you did. Yes, you did. Yeah. Look, sold us out, died for doing the right thing because he was murdered. That was some revenge shit. But at least Botham John got a street named after him. You know that family sure saved us millions of dollars, not suing the pants off of us. Oh, wait a minute. They actually did try to sue Amber Guyger for wrongful death, and they lost. And to get all that sympathy she got, she tried to appeal to have it thrown out. After all that crying, after all of that, I'm sorry for what I did, she tried to file an appeal back in 2021 to get the case thrown out. It's like, fucking bitch. That name in the street after him don't mean shit. Yeah, it was symbolic. I think they even gave his brother like a goodwill ambassador award, kind of like a participation trophy. Thanks for showing the nation that you have a big heart. Let me see. Let me see if I can look that up. See, just to be accurate, I don't want to be, like, yeah, just saying anything. Receives. Let's see. Front John receives an award. I found it. I found it. Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna yeah, y'all gonna love this one. Let me share the screen. All right, look at that headline. Brunt John, brother of Botham, receives award for actions during Amber Guyger murder trial. They call it the Ethical Courage Award. Okay, look, get the fuck off the screen. Okay, Plano, Texas. It says it was a moment of compassion seen around the world, and now Brunt John has been honored for his act of forgiveness. That means that whenever these white folks do something to you, just go ahead and forgive them. I don't give a fuck who it is. I don't give a fuck what it is. Kill your brother. The Institute for Law Enforcement Administration. Oh, okay. It was law enforcement. Yeah. The Institute for Law Enforcement Administration presented the brother of Botham John Tuesday morning with its Ethical Courage Award for his actions during the Amber Guyger murder trial. It's an honor normally reserved for first responders and law enforcement professionals. Look at this. Oh, please, please, man. Just if only you could just tell the story one day how you whispered in her ear, "Fuck you, bitch! You killed my brother." If only. After receiving the award, Brunt John talked about still wanting change for the Dallas Police Department after his brother was murdered in his apartment in September 2018 by the former officer after she claimed she thought it was her unit. I don't want police officers to continue doing this. As you can see, it's not healthy, especially for the black community, black males especially, specifically. We don't want this to happen again. We want the training to be applied 24/7 because we citizens put our trust in those officers every day. I mean, there's no argument with that. It's just, I don't know. I guess he's somebody who lost his brother, but I still say this kind of sounds like virtue signaling. He got an award, but they lost the wrongful death suit. Let me see. See if I can look that up just so I could have some accuracy in all of this. I'd be telling y'all the right stuff. Then I'll open up the panel for a little bit. Stay on subject, please. Botham John family loses lawsuit. Yeah, loses lawsuit. Let's see if anything turns up. They were trying to file a lawsuit anywhere they could. Let's see. Judge reverses previous ruling, says Botham Jean's family can file amended lawsuit against City of Dallas. Okay. Let me see if there's a follow up to this. Uh, they sued their apartments. They sued the apartment. The Botham Jean family. The Jean family filed a civil rights lawsuit in October 2018, claiming the police department did not adequately train Guyger on the use of deadly and non-deadly force, and alleged that the department trains its officers to use deadly force, even when there exists no immediate threat to themselves or others. What is this? It said that the family's lawsuit against the city of Dallas may proceed. Did they win or did they lose? I thought they ultimately lost, but they don't have anything on it. It was January 2nd, 2020. Okay, and the other one was December 2020. Hmm. I'm going to give up in a second because they don't have any other report. They don't have any other report that would suggest that. Let me see if I can look it up. Civil rights lawsuit. Is it still being fought? They don't show. They don't show they show that it's been reversed. I don't know what came of this lawsuit, but I should go ahead and do some more deep research on what the results of the lawsuit was. I can't find anything. Maybe it's still going on. Maybe it's still ongoing. Maybe they haven't had their day in court yet. But yeah, I mean, good luck to them. I'll say that. Good luck to them. Hmm. Or they seem to always do that and take the easy way out of less resistance. The path of least resistance. Donnie said that around that time. Yeah. An ethical courage award. Yeah, I thought that was crazy. But yeah, seeing this picture and seeing making it seem like is looking up at a sign. That was just that kind of imagery was just to ease the stress of the public. We know what still exists for us. So I'm gonna drop this link. If any of you want to come up, that's fine. If you don't, I'll go ahead and say what else I gotta say, and then just leave it at that. Yeah, that's the John family. Poor people. I mean, I don't. Just forgive them before they don't know what they do. What up, Judge?
Hello.
What what,
I
what did
remember this case very well.
yeah.
I remember I was on plenty of panels back then, and I just thought it was just so funny. And I mean, the problem I see with anytime it's anything that, like, when one of us does something, like I've noticed that, say a black person does something to another black person, We want super hard, you know what I mean, consequences, all of that. But I notice when one of them does something to us, we always want to be like the bigger and turn the other cheek, and we shouldn't do that. You understand what I'm saying? I've
Yeah.
noticed that it's just remarkable. And then I've watched it go to show you how backwards the world is. That case right there, that's a perfect example of. I mean, that case right there, the whole situation is a perfect example where, I mean, I hate to say this, but if they were rioting and looting, burning down towns, that case right there was the reason you would do it. I mean, that would be a perfect example.
Oh, definitely so.
I mean, so right off rip. I
Yeah.
mean, no offense, even like wasn't it in Dallas where that guy shot all them cops? That would be the reason.
Yeah.
Like when you sit up here and say, "Wait a minute, he had no interaction with the police. He wasn't doing nothing.
No.
He was just sitting there, you know, half dressed, eating a bowl of ice cream in his own
Educated,
house."
got a
I
job,
mean,
never
right.
been around the law.
Mentor for the kids. Now think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
And the reason why, because I even said, think about it. The man always, he's one of those smiling type dudes. I noticed that too. I remember all the pictures and stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
I said, and they said, well, they found marijuana at his house. I'm pretty sure he was trying to be a youth mentor to the kids. So what does he has to do? He has to smile in the face of death every day because he wants to instill value in the young children who do not see that.
But wait a minute,
So
everybody smoke weed.
basically, that might
Everybody
be
smoke
his
weed in
right.
Dallas. Everybody
Right.
smoke weed in Dallas. Dallas got its own strain.
But
So
no, but what I'm trying to say is this. Sometimes it's like he's a black man. He knows, I mean, you're a black man. Kevin's a black man. We know what it's like to be a black man. And sometimes you get down.
you're
So
talking
that
about
might be why he
participating in the
doesn't.
objectivity of the position of
Well,
black
well,
man, right?
he's an Islander. He's from St. Lucia, so his
Mhm.
indifference might be a little bit more than
His
what.
blackness is not as attached as you think it is.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and
And notice
It's
when you
not
say
as,
blackness,
it's,
you're talking about from a cultural perspective. But these folks can operate outside of that. They're more
yeah.
operating as a minority, not necessarily as a black. They just happen to have the skin color.
But what I'm trying to say is this. He still sees the treatment. Unless he's just super blinded, he sees the treatment. He's
But
not
that's but
stupid. He was
isn't that what
educated.
it hasn't that always been the account of black people of other black people viewing our reality though? You're surprised. You've never encountered a foreign black person before?
Yeah, I have.
And you've never encountered a foreign black person that's just astounded at motherfucking so-called racism?
I've seen them. I haven't seen them that bad, but I've seen that they know. You know, they've given a slight pass better than we are. But I'm pretty sure that they can relate closer to us than any other than white people can.
Then why don't they?
Oh, easy because unfortunately, if they do relate, that brings backlash to them.
What's the
I mean, this is
backlash?
one of the, well, listen. This is the problem with anytime you relate to black people's struggles.
You holding on to your
That's
humanity.
not it.
Yeah.
Right. That's a cross against you. I mean that the people will hate you for that.
Yeah.
I mean, and
'Cause we're
unfortunately,
not
the
supposed
bad
to
thing
have
is
any worth. We're not supposed to have any worth, and yet everybody who got our skin color from not from this motherfucker will arrive here and be like, all right then, cool.
right.
The issue
And-
ain't them. The issue is that black people don't see no problem with that shit.
right. But we know how it is, and we understand that. And
We who?
as black people who were born and raised here.
You think so? You don't think it's niggas that actually try to be as oblivious as these motherfuckers be?
Yeah, the ones who I'm not saying the ones who are just at the head and the ass. I mean, yeah, there are some people. There are plenty of people got the head in the ass.
Yeah, this is a guy who seemed to be a bit physically imposing. If you couldn't tell by pictures, he looked like, even though he's a big happy dude, that he has to move about that way in the professional world because
Right.
if his face ever straightens up, the mood of the room changes.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
you know,
when Botham is mad, Botham is mad. That's it.
Yeah.
You know.
Definitely. Right. This is the bad thing I said is, like I've done that. I've been that person and I've had to put it on. Like I was the first one in our generation. I was the first young black man and I was the first black man that sold computers like that. And it was like, what? You're hiring this young kid? He's not, this young guy's not capable of doing that. And then a young guy comes in and just destroys all the records. Like all the records that they had, destroyed them all.
How did it feel? How did it feel not being you and doing that?
It was sometimes it was like this. It was in the beginning, I had to kiss ass until I got the numbers. And the people, once they got in and I got the numbers and they realized that, then it was like, okay, cool. They would see the bullshit I put on the face out front. Then we step in the back room and I go right and I give him a piece of Judge Dre that you hear now. And I remember people were saying, wow, Dre, like you have like a switch. You just turn that on and off. Like, I'm and it's just like literally. And they said, oh, yeah, he's like you turn it on and off. I said, I turn it on when I'm getting paid. And it goes right back to normal when I'm not.
Yeah,
I said I turn it on to come in now.
Trying to make these motherfuckers be comfortable with anything. I've always had a motherfucking issue with that because I noticed that that's one of the first things that black people did. I noticed that as a fucking kid.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas always trying to make these motherfuckers comfortable in some fucking form of fashion, but never a nigga.
Well, the problem
Fuck
is
these goddamn Peckerwoods, cuz, and then you motherfuckers roll with them, loving them from all that old bullshit. The whole time, man.
I've said this before.
Mm-hmm.
You eat in a restaurant with your family, and look at how they treat the waiter or waitress based on their ethnicity, and it'll tell you all you need to know.
Yep,
definitely.
Yep.
Well, you got to realize. Remember, like I said, I've learned to play the game because remember, I grew up with a lot of white people. I was the only black person there. I said, any black person who does not believe that at any moment in time, every white person will lie, cheat, steal, kill to get what they want. You have to, when you negotiate with white people, they're never your friend.
That's not a belief. That's an acknowledgement.
No.
Shit like that. All niggas know that, but all niggas don't acknowledge that shit.
Okay,
niggas
but
be lying for these motherfuckers and acting like they ain't who the fuck they show themselves to be. Generation after generation. Nigga, we in our motherfucking 40s and 50s and shit, right? Our parents is nearing 100 years, you know what I'm saying, close to their 100-year mark. It'll be another 100 years with everybody like, oops, oh my God, can you believe? Yo, this is how they keeping this shit, man. The only way that they keeping this shit is the way that they started keeping this shit, not getting the motherfucking act right, man.
Well, the problem is this.
People talking about the police. Hey, cuz, what about losing your motherfucking humanity when you supposed to have that shit apparently on all this shit? Wait a minute, man. What the fuck do it mean to be a citizen versus a motherfucking human?
Well, what black people need to do and acknowledge
this nigga kiss all the motherfucking asses and look what happened.
But listen. Black people need to realize that white people are different.
This nigga kissed every ass that he was told to kiss.
No, but listen.
Look how he ended up.
Like this. Black people need to realize. But listen, black people need to realize that this is how they operate. And these are some of the advantages they have. But then black people don't realize there's some of the advantages we have. Like we have things that may be frowned upon that we can do to get back at them for when they step out of line and do their shit. Like the no snitching thing. Wait, listen. The no snitching thing is supposed to be used when we get back at them.
No. Fuck the snitching.
You understand what I'm saying? That's like stuff like that should be used.
Not because all that snitching shit mean that motherfuckers doing shit under the scenes. No. The thing is, niggas need to make it culture. Declare that you have some fucking enemies after hundreds of fucking years, and then start fucking developing the way you're supposed to, the way motherfuckers in the ancient times did. You fortify amongst yourself. You enrich every level of yourself unto yourself. And that's how you do it. But motherfuckers don't want to acknowledge this shit for being what the fuck it is. Look, these motherfuckers are sitting in fucking racist cars in fucking elementary school, all this shit. Can you imagine doing motherfucking Black History Month or whatever, and you getting some racist cars back in 1988, 89. Get the fuck out of here. This ain't no fucking, you know what I'm saying? Just various incidents. This is how these motherfuckers rock. They're a lot of bit more fucking savage than the average. And how the fuck do you deal with a savage?
The same way they deal with it.
Shit. This shit is easy math, man. But niggas is so stuck on that fucking slave shit. And all you motherfuckers in your religions with a fucking God and a deity that don't give your ass no motherfucking power.
But
Get the fuck out of here.
We gotta rein it back in.
Fuck all your goddamn holiness if it can't motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, do nothing to uplift your goddamn spirit, at least for the soul's sake of motherfucking protection. I'm crunk, cuz y'all got it.
I know that, but we gotta rein it back in because we are live. But you gotta kind of speak, like I said, the no snitching policy was meant for when we get back on them. That's really what it is. We got certain things.
Before you even get the get back, you got to even be promoted of getting the get back. Motherfuckers speak on getting the get back. People be like, oh, no. The no's they already overweight the motherfucking yays. Before you even start putting in the physical work, the attention and the support of those who you're seeking to protect ain't even there.
I just say fuck all the motherfuckers that move how, move in a way that is smart for us. And just I asked an older person a while back, why didn't black people fortify when we had the chance?
Because they was too busy. Well, this is the slave shit. Now, a portion of this is out of their I ain't gonna say it's out of their control, but it's so largely influential. It's just, I'm telling you, black people have been imprinted upon white folks the same as some wounded, you know what I'm saying, baby animal would. You know what I'm saying, who they to nurse the wing and shit. This is why they reflexively will go to a defensive thing. This is why, you know what I mean? It like the whole thing is what is your value and why is your value what your value is. Now, for black folks who are here in the United States participating as black within a minorityism because they're not culturally black, I mean, what's their connection? Their connection is, okay, I'm an African American. I'm here in the United States. I have to be black in order to be a United States citizen. You know what I'm saying? So, but it don't mean that they're connected to that historical element of the ongoing, running issue that we've had with not only the United States, but the way that it operates on all levels with us. So it's like, all right, on the objectivity side of it, this system like to nibble on the nigga time and time again. Now, when it captures one of them, and let's say that the system, oops, you got the wrong nigga that time. You know what I'm saying? You thought you got one of us. But when it gets one of them motherfuckers don't get on code. It's like, wait a minute. So the beast can eat your motherfucking loved one like it's one of us, and y'all like I don't want to say it's fear. But is it cowardice? I mean, what is it? How is it? Obviously, they didn't love this motherfucker that much.
Well, unfortunately, this is one of the things I've always said. You're a black man. You're never really loved in America. I mean, wait, listen. And I always said, like I said, we need to make a video. Your mama don't love you because, no offense, any mother that cared about you, I don't give a darn what it is. You killed. I mean, like most of us say, okay, fine. If your mother died, you would take somebody and you would probably want to kill somebody for them. But imagine if somebody takes your kid's life. Are you thinking about tomorrow? I mean, that's what you done built, what you done just nurtured and carried, and they destroyed that life. I mean, that's like
Jesus.
Right. That's why I told people. I said I need to make that video. Your mama don't love you because I don't care when your kid dies, all bets are off. All bets are off. You understand what I'm saying? Nuclear.
It's supposed to be. What the fuck? And in that fashion, that's the thing. And now nobody's saying that they should have got revenge and nothing like that. But this
I'm saying that they should.
Okay, well, look, that's the practicality of it, right? But let's say that they're just gonna, coon themselves out of it. I get it. But the whole thing is the hug. That can we be friends? All of this. It's like, wait a minute, yo, he ain't even buried yet. Y'all ain't even really fully grieved yet. You know what I'm talking about? It's like
And on top of that, the bitch didn't even go to think about it. Not even the fact of that, but this motherfucker wasn't even about to be arrested. So you wait a minute. You go through like the hug on top of that. At first, she wasn't arrested. They did everything in their possible not to arrest this person. And then on top of it, you
that
get on
bitch.
here and then you get on
Hey
here
man, let me
and you say,
Pump
"Can
that
I get
hoe.
a hug?"
hold on. Let me
Fucking
read this.
dog smelling bitch.
Let me read this. This is by LAPD SWAT 1. Thank you for the super chat. He said, should have been stopped when those ships showed up on the coast of West Africa 500 years ago. Point of spirit, them, show them the door.
Yeah.
LAPD SWAT. Get your mark ass out of here.
And what's so bad? What's so bad is I've seen it. Like
Fuck the
I've dealt with
police.
police. No, but I dealt with police, and I hate to say something. Half the time, the black ones fuck with you more than the white ones do.
Well, of
Yeah,
course they
The white
yeah,
do.
ones,
They're just
that's
police.
a given.
What the fuck does the color mean? See, this is why I
I
talk
mean,
about black
we
the way
just
that I
got through
do.
talking about Tyree Nichols a few weeks ago.
Exactly. What the fuck? Just because they black, what the fuck is black supposed to mean? That's why
right,
that's why I'm having the show I'm having tomorrow. The
right.
whole thing is what the fuck is this black shit supposed to mean? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If it don't mean culture, if it don't mean what cultural
Right.
understanding or some element of
Yep.
participation within a reality or some shit. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah.
Mhm.
Fuck the
Well,
police, all the police, nigga.
right.
Not
Like
just
I
the
got some
motherfucking
look,
beautiful.
I got some Bible thumpers in the family. I got some like I don't want to say that because they got
Nigga, we
jobs
don't.
that could be come
We
back
don't.
on it. But I ain't gonna lie, they was sitting up here. If some of the crap that went down, they was like, oh, what are you talking? Oh, something going down like that? Oh, don't even worry, I'm taking care of that, and I'm gonna get my cousin help. Like it's just like well, I'm gonna get this person to
My
help.
family don't tell me shit that's going on in the family when
Right.
people get out of
It's
pocket.
gonna help.
Because I be learning years later. I'm like, when the fuck y'all? You want to go tell you? I mean, well, what the
Right.
fuck? How some of this shit can only be corrected by taking the motherfucker out. Now, this is the thing for people to take. Okay, now look, killing is as natural as motherfucking breathing is. So all them fucking chicken dinners that you niggas is eating every motherfucking day and shit, that
When you
chicken got to
kill a
get
chicken,
killed for that
how'd that
motherfucker
chicken
to be
feel? Right,
eaten,
right.
man.
How'd that chicken feel before you
It
ate
don't
today?
matter, cuz look, by that time
Feel
you're
how I
doing
want to
what's
feel.
needed. You're doing what's necessary. You ain't killing
You
the
need
chicken
that
because y'all got
protein,
a
didn't you?
grudge.
Right, right. Look, you need that protein.
You know what I mean? It's time to eat, nigga. What the fuck?
I mean, look. I would just be taking chess pieces off the board.
Yeah, I mean, and there you go. There you go. It should be that simple. But the thing is that it takes an element of quality of higher resonance of thinking with that and understanding what your intrinsic worth is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but that's basic on Earth. You know what I'm saying, nigga? That's just defense. What the
Well,
fuck?
I already
You
know.
either,
Like,
you either flee, right, or you
mm-hmm.
fight. And if you fight enough to either flee or you kill the motherfucker, then you get away. What the fuck? The thing is, you're supposed to stop the threat. This
Right.
politics shit that niggas done locked themselves in under the motherfucking pantheon of this hoe ass motherfucking nation. The fuck out of here. What about the humanity of the thing? What about being a motherfucking earthling first, nigga? What the fuck, cuz? Fangs and claws, dog. What the fuck? If motherfuckers take it there and you can't do the motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, the dialogue and shit, or keep it congenial or whatever. What the fuck? Y'all gotta wait on the motherfucking law to say you can legally defend yourself. Fuck the goddamn law, nigga. What does your life say about that? What the fuck does your value say about that? Law. Nigga. Law ain't nothing but motherfucking white wanting the fucking United States of America, nigga. That's all the fuck it is.
I mean, plain and simple. A lot of people ain't got the balls and the stones to do it, and this is one of the problems that they don't want to. I mean, sometimes you got to go ahead and take them consequences. Like you've heard me say, "Oh, that's a cross I die on right there." And I told you, I die on that hill. And one of the things I have to say is this: anything ever happened to me, and I'm standing up like this, I'm just telling you, if y'all care anything about me, like I said, don't be burning down no buildings because you know I like to build shit. None of that shit. The inanimate objects did not do. Look, inanimate objects did not do nothing to me.
There you go.
You can drink a Pepsi for Dre. Don't pour it out and waste it. But you want to, like, plain and simple. You want Dre to feel good. You know how Dre likes to settle his problems. Handle it the way I would.
But see, that's when you're okay.
That's
So
when you.
that's the element
Right.
of life for life, right? But
Mhm.
let's say that you want it to be something that's lasting, because just hitting the life isn't going to make it last.
No,
The
no,
thing
no.
is, it is actually the infrastructure which has proven itself to be more poisonous than anything. These people are just been able to enact within the infrastructure. Homie was, you gotta understand something. He ain't even one of us, man. All right. He ain't even one of us. He did everything by the book, however the foreign book come to a foreign motherfucker, right? Everything. And look at what happened to him just simply because of the fucking skin color, cut. Now, when it gets there, and he's already following the law and following and all that shit,
Right.
now you got to start reassessing what
Right.
the quality of that law is. And
Well,
not to change it, not to motherfucking adjust it, because all that has been put forth, you know what I'm saying, forever in the day. And them motherfucking to put forward what, 200 years for some of them things that they supposed to change. You know what I'm talking about? So obviously the shit ain't finna happen. It ain't on their motherfucking mind. We ain't Asian, no hate bill coming in, all that shit. So it's like, all right, so to all you other motherfucking Americans, whatever the fuck you want to call your goddamn self, yeah, this is law. But to us, this is motherfucking mob law. Because it don't matter how the fuck you operate according to the law. These motherfuckers will tribalistically make some type of selection upon your social worth and deem you worth nothing. Just simply because of your skin color. Is that America? Is that the United States in? What the fuck is that? Is that Pilgrim? Is it white? Is it Anglo? What the fuck is it? Southern? Is it Confederate? What the fuck is it?
you know, and what's so bad is like you got to really be careful because when we could push back and say, because this is the bad thing, when we say, okay, fine, they do this to us, we gonna do this to them. The bad thing is a lot of black people ain't on code to where they're gonna be like, well, you guys shouldn't be doing that. Well, wait a minute. You don't have to worry about the effect if you don't do the cause. I don't have to worry about look. I don't have to worry
You're
about this
thinking too
glass.
much about the act. This is the thing. Everybody like to think so much about the act. Before you even get into the act, you want the motivation to be present, man. Before you even get into the act, if the motive, look, you about it, you probably born about it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Real talk. So those of us who motherfucking born about it, you can't call that can't be the fucking standard. You know what I'm saying? What you do is try to get people to value themselves to the level to where they understand that that is the natural thing to do, not the motherfucking radical, not something that you got to build up some fervor to make a move. Nah, nigga, because if not, that means you is a motherfucking slave. All you can do is be a motherfucking slave if your value is at such levels. The fuck? And the fact that our history is what the history of it is, come on, man. What the fuck else you finna call that? Shit.
Yeah, there are some people that are okay with covering up our history just so things can be easier.
And then we'll participate in your culture, though. This is the thing. I don't understand. Yeah. I can understand you motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, going after the American dream. Go ahead. But don't go after the American dream in a nigga joy, goddamn it. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? You motherfucker would have steal the light that y'all see in the ghetto streets. You know what I'm saying? For your motherfucking jollies and shit. Fuck out of here, man. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? Oh, ain't that a bitch?
Yeah.
Ain't that a bitch? Yeah, they found marijuana. Motherfuckers smoke weed all day out this bitch. Oh, because they found weed in the black man's room. Look at how this nigga.
Right. Just give an example. Wait.
So weed is bad now, but it's good on anything else. All these motherfuckers. Look, nigga, I got some gummies in my motherfucking spot right now. Some real weed, some motherfucking Delta 8 and all this shit. And oh yeah, well, weed is bad. Man, yo!
Man, they did this. They did this on the day of his funeral.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, they did. You don't
Oh,
remember
that's
that?
dirty,
They did the search
cuz.
warrant on the day of his funeral.
on
That's
the
That
day of
goes
his
to show you.
funeral.
dirty. God damn.
You didn't know that?
No, nigga, I don't be paying no attention to this shit. Nigga, this shit trigger me, cuz, and I'm here. Nigga, I can't
Right
be
now.
watching this shit, nigga.
Oh, I said no. I said, oh yeah. I told her. I said, is that's but basically
Fuck
like this
out
here.
of here. Nah,
That was
cuz.
filed on so. But see, that goes to show you that
Yeah.
technically, you would have had. Just give an example. There are white people who have killed dogs, and they've got more time than she did.
I mean, what the thing is you're not calling the system into an accountability. What you're doing is calling black people into the proper accountability. Because the
No, of
system
course.
is not going to make the adjustment. The only people who would need to make the adjustment is black people, because everybody else is on to the status quo, whatever the system set forth for our fucking social worth. So, so it's really up to niggas. But, you know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't try to band together like that. Again, let alone acknowledge a motherfucking threat. You know what I'm saying? Band together to construct against it, or you know what I'm saying, shift this value, reassess their own, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker just want the American dream. They're gonna adjust however the fuck they want to adjust in order to get this shit, even if it's over the motherfucking bones of your motherfucking arm. Shit. And even that is objective, because everybody will do the shit. You know what I'm saying?
So why? So do you believe that all this division and this gender differentiation? Do you believe that shit's on purpose and by design to keep niggas from coding up? Because like one of the first things that everybody jumped on, as far as this case was concerned, was this what this picture right here.
Okay.
They were looking for excuses to count this young man out.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they don't know what a fucking social mixer looks like.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, but remember, you should already know, as black women. You know, like I said, you can be, like I said, you can be any mistake on any day of the week. They'll throw the whole man away. Like, you know, and I mean, you're a black man, you already know that, but black men, women will throw us away any mistake on any day.
Man,
I mean,
look,
you make one mistake, they'll throw 10 years away off of one mistake.
Look, he was intern for one of the top 4 accounting firms in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Who was he going to be surrounded by?
White people. Right.
So he was grooming himself. Probably had been groomed by his peoples. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, he was a nigga where this should not have happened to him. He's not even a nigga. He was a black dude. Yeah. He was a black dude where this should never have happened to him. He should have been one who was skating the entire time, cause the fact that cats like him couldn't skate. That's the issue. The issue, you always pay attention to what the larger average is, right? People want to holler racism, white supremacy, and everything, and they follow, show you the racism shit. It's like, all right, well, I pay more attention to the non-racist one, because their populations are larger, and they're the ones who are actually watching this really, really large problem, apparently just led by a small population or whatever. You know,
but they ain't doing shit.
An ongoing thing. Well, maybe they ain't doing shit. I don't know. But the thing is, they just said I'm not racist. And I guess people are believing them right off the bat. Mm-hmm. So when I'm doing this, looking at, okay, since these foreigners got no problem valuing us aligned to what the status quo is to this, to the system. All right, what about these white folks who are non-racist? But they're definitely white, and they're definitely within white color culture and all that. Mm-hmm. And it's like, all right, well, so you might not be racist, but certain elements of our value you marginalize. You might not dislike it or outright reject it, but you'll marginalize it to the point to where its presence holds no power, holds no influence, but it's there. So it's like, all right, well, you motherfuckers ain't got to be racist, because we're looking at a power dynamic now. Or so the racism shit people look at as the negative shit. Say, oh, this happened when the system got out of pocket and nibbled on the nigga. or Pilgrim said something. You know
But
what I'm saying?
we're still kind of in the MLK mindset when it comes to racism. If
Uh-huh.
people knew what it really was, I think that it would be more of an effort to fortify. But when you turn on that, when you say that word racism,
Yeah.
even though we know the 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 damage that it has done, our minds are so programmed into going into the holding hands and
Mhm.
and praying and we shall overcome
Yeah.
Negro spiritual
Yeah.
to the point where we don't know that we're about to get fucked up or we're about to
Right.
lose a few loved ones because
Right.
all we're sitting there and doing is holding our hands and
Being
praying to
slaves.
Jesus Christ that another Dylan Roof doesn't walk in the building.
You know.
Right.
You
I
know
mean,
what?
like I sit there, I tell people all the time, I said, the reason why you guys are so stupid when it comes to that, like even like when I was a salesman with them, I already know, like you always got to have, I had my T's and Q's crossed because I was an outspoken person. So I knew my shit that I would say in the background after they get to know me would get me. So I always had to say, look, man, the numbers is what I do and the customers don't know what I do. So plain and simple, I may not be the best employee that y'all don't like to talk to behind the scenes, but my numbers is good. And I said I make the store look good. That's
Mm-hmm.
what you want. You want the numbers that left. But yeah, I'm an asshole. Like I said, I'm an equal opportunity asshole. I said, and that's it. That's what it is. And it was plenty of white people who tried to get me booted out of there. But the problem is, I came in with the numbers higher than they had ever seen, and it was just like, what? It's a black guy.
Yeah,
And
but
then what's so bad? Right, right. Well, no, but
the issue
listen.
is influence, man.
Listen. But what I did is also like that. There were no young people ever, hired in any of those positions. By the time I left, there were all young black people.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
what's up.
because basically it was like, whoa! It was just like I could just snap my fingers and get another black person hired. Snap my fingers, get another black person hired, and it was just like, what? Because even just give an example, even my daughter's mother, I got her a job. That I'm going to show you because we was just, we wasn't. I didn't have a daughter back then, but go to show you, it's like I was just fucking her. But I'm just saying, like literally,
Man, we
like
can
when you
follow
sit
the
up here and
story,
talk all that
dog.
shit,
God
right?
damn, you some
That's and
jack,
tell me
man.
that's a nigga with pool. And they knew, like literally, they
Exactly.
knew I was fucking her. They
Exactly.
knew that, and they gonna be like, well, he gonna bring in the broad he fucking, and what did they do? We gonna hire.
Yeah.
I said, and then so wait a minute, he's an asshole. We know that, but the numbers is that good that this asshole can bring in the bitch he fucking. Like literally.
Yeah,
Like
some
I sit there and
bullshit.
say, my baby mama may be able to say some bad shit about me, but when I sit up here and say, but here's the question: how many jobs have you gotten me? How many times have you offered to pay my car note? I said, just answer them two questions right there. That should show I can't be that bad of a father. You know what I mean? Because this was the type of dude you were dating just before. And you didn't have a kid with me until what? This was back when we was 18, 19, I got you in. You didn't have a kid with me till 23. So evidently the nigga couldn't have been that bad.
So when you were operating, it was just did you receive a lot of resistance to what it
Oh,
is you was
hell
performing?
yeah. White
Even
people,
though
white people.
you were just performing and they hired you to perform, but
But
you
they hide,
performed
but
too
see,
well.
the problem is this. If it wasn't for me, I got the store manager that was running the store, I got him promoted to the district manager because the numbers look good.
Because of numbers, yeah.
Yeah, the numbers is what did like this.
Yeah.
And I remember he was saying he's rough around. I remember he became district manager, and he said I remember he's rough around the edges, but he said for him to be so young, he said he's a future leader. He said I don't give a damn what it is. Wherever he's gonna make waves. He's a future leader.
Right.
And I remember him saying that. And I remember people saying, him? He was like, yeah, because he knows how to be an asshole, but he knows how to put it on and get things done to get a goal accomplished. But, like this is, he's one of and people, they used to see me sometimes. I would be an asshole, piss a customer off, will them right back in and sell them.
Right. But
And
you
that's
wouldn't
how
be
when
an
you sit up here,
asshole
right,
due
right,
to
like
your
that's
blackness. You would
right.
be an asshole primarily due to the profession, right? So what we're speaking of more along is the factor of blackness involved, being able to be one of, you know what I'm saying, a word, a value, or a worth of value. You know what
Well,
I'm saying? Not
remember,
some.
always need to look. You got to be needed and wanted. I learned that at a young age. It's like I tell people all the time. No, it's better to be needed. Fuck, wanted, needed.
well, of
Make it
course,
to where
needed.
if they
Well, yeah.
fire you, the numbers look so bad that they make them look bad. I
Well,
used to tell
yeah,
my
that's
daughter
that's
all the
that's
time.
that's just an element. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
self-development of your skill, you're definitely supposed to do that. But
right.
but again, we're talking about when the system get out of pocket, not
Okay.
one who you know say who navigating so that they don't get out of pocket with the system or whatever. This cat right here, he was doing pretty much running the traditional, I guess, what, foreign black American route, right?
Yeah, he was doing everything where you would think he would be successful and wouldn't have this type of problem.
Well,
You
well,
know,
well
this
that's
was
the
this
thing.
was probably look. If somebody could say with the way he was acting, the way he carried himself in life, if somebody would sit up here and say, "Oh, he'll be gunned down," and then I actually blame some bullshit on him,
Okay, but
and you
wait a
say,
minute.
"Okay, wait, wait, listen,"
Before you
and you
get
say,
into the gun
"Wait,
down
wait."
shit, wait a minute. Before you get into the gun down shit,
Oh,
remember there was a young black girl out here that said that she saw old girl banging on the door saying, "Let me in,"
of course.
before she
Before that,
knocked
I
the
remember.
door down
Listen,
and
listen.
killed
I remember them. To go to show you how I play in simple. I remember the case well because I did
her.
actually,
Okay, now wait a minute. This
yeah,
bitch
he
lived
also had a
alone.
doormat on the floor.
This bitch
Right,
lived, well, doormat or not. It ain't that she was at the wrong fucking apartment. This bitch lived
right.
alone.
But listen. She lied too because she said she didn't know that. See, this is why I said there's a lot of inconsistencies came out. It was another person. It was one person that heard the banging. It was another person inside their room, and they heard commotion too.
Mhm.
And you notice that neither one of those people never said a word again. They interviewed them in the beginning, and it was over with. You never heard from them people again.
Yeah.
Now, it was
You
two
also,
interviews. It was two people that came outspoken. One person said they heard, and another person was in their room and they could hear the commotion. One person said, right. So those people you never heard from them again.
well, there's only one assumption that you can make is that the Dallas Police Department is corrupt, and
Well,
True
there
corruption.
there have been, bruh, 1 second. Like on my first video, there was a lady that was interviewed on the
mhm,
behavior of law enforcement in that area. And she
mhm.
said every other day you hear somebody dying, somebody being killed, sometimes two per day.
Mhm.
It's a fucked up environment.
Mhm.
So
Well,
it's safe to assume by all the information that we're put together that there is some corruption in the Dallas Police Department. Not
well,
only with that, but law enforcement as well, in
well,
the surrounding area. They
Kevin,
Easily.
they're
Kevin,
on
I'm
Easily.
code.
from
They stick together.
Kevin, Kevin, I'm from Cleveland.
Okay.
Now,
Ain't Dallas.
remember, wait, listen.
Okay.
Listen, East Cleveland is my neighboring city. If 30 of the cops are facing jail time, that's damn near half the force. Like, so you see corruption at its finest. Like, literally, you know that's rampant through all of them. Like, I'm surprised they haven't got rid of Pac-Man. He's known as Pac-Man, his street name, but Lieutenant McDowell. I mean, like, there's
Corruption as
video
opposed
evidence.
to what though? As opposed to
They,
operating as what?
they kill. Okay, look, the police are robbing people, killing people,
Okay.
and then also on top of that, they threaten to kill other officers to speak out.
Haven't
There's
they
video
always
of
done that?
Pac-Man
Haven't they
threatening
always
to
done
kill
that?
another officer who spoke out, and
Haven't
he's still on the
haven't
Yeah,
they
force.
always
that's what
done
produced
that?
that's what produced guys like Christopher Dorner because he
Right.
is
Exactly.
like that.
A great American hero.
Mm.
I mean, like really. That's what I mean. Like, see, I see it firsthand, and I tell people all the time. I say, I'm just going to tell you like this: there are more bad cops than good ones. And I will prove that to you. Like, remember, I told her, I said, I said, just give an example. I said, how do you prove a bad cop? I said, I can ask one question and I can prove it to you as any cop. I said, walk up to, name two bad cops. And immediately they won't say shit. I said that they're plain and simple. I already let you know that you know about things that you don't like, and you ain't done nothing about it. So a cop that doesn't do nothing about it, you're a bad cop too.
Well, let me give you this. Let me give you this angle too. Power corrupts.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, power corrupts.
It's just give an example. Remember, I told you back when I was not on the street and narrow, I started off on the street and narrow, but then after that, and then it's like I hate to say, the white people kept pissing me off. And then I start stealing from the companies and all like that. I'm like, oh, so fine, I'm gonna do all like this because you allow them to say so much shit, and that's why I used to say the worst thing you do is turn a good employee bad, and that's the reason why I started stealing. And then I'm like, hey man, I'm not this type of person because I'm letting the environment corrupt me. And that's why if you ever notice now, I say, yeah, I don't do that no more, but I had to leave that.
Nigga, if you ain't stealing from your motherfucking job, you crazy. Cause you better get all kind of motherfucking office supplies, setting up your own motherfucking work unit
y'all was
at
stealing,
the fucking crib, nigga.
Y'all guys, everybody else was stealing products.
Get the fuck out of here.
I was stealing money.
The life that them motherfuckers suck and sap from you. And you can't take a stapler, motherfucker.
We wasn't taking, bro. We wasn't taking staplers. We were taking cash. I mean, like, well, not cash. We were taking money electronically. Like, basically, it's like this is the way we, like I said, we never get caught. No, dude, it was electronically. That's the best way to steal.
Stop talking. God damn it.
Right.
Nigga, how fresh is you to the game, nigga? What the fuck?
Right.
Say, a stapler, bro.
Right.
Yeah, but let's do this power corrupts thing.
Yes.
Why didn't it mean enough to these? Okay, we're saying that there's this undertone of race. Why isn't that wasn't enough for this guy right here and these three right here?
Okay, wait a minute. Was that the dude who killed the Australian chick?
No. This guy right here, Texas Ranger David Armstrong, he was the lead like they put the case in the hands of the Texas Rangers instead of the Dallas Police Department doing it themselves. They say it's due to a conflict of interest, but you know they didn't want to. I guess they are on code with each other. They didn't want to investigate their own blue light. They even tried to. They tried their best not to arrest her. But
this is the reason why they did that. I'll tell you why. I said because from a public opinion. I was talking. You just cut me off.
He wasn't done, motherfucker. Let him finish. Nigga, what you drinking?
I thought he was done.
Night Train? What the fuck you drinking?
Bro, I thought he was done.
Go ahead, Dre, because
I tell you why they chose him. They chose him because the fact is this. Dallas police, they were trying to shift the responsibilities to someone else. And see that they already knew that they were corrupt because they had a history of corruption. So what they do is you say, no, we're going to let an outside department so that way you can't say that it was us. And that way they can shift the blame to someone else.
Oh, okay. Like I was saying, conflict of interest.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for fleshing that out, man. Like, shit. Thought you had something else. Like, I done fleshed this out already.
No, but I mean, come on now. Everybody knows that. Now, I'm saying that's the first thing you do when you want to say that you're not corrupt.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I mean, look, they could have fired the bitch, then arrested her. Okay, right is right. Conflict of interest or not. But they on that blue live shit, bro. They on that blue lives matter shit, man.
They're all still friends.
Yeah,
I mean,
black
they go to each other's barbecue.
Right. They're still friends.
Dry hump in the bathroom and shit. Snort lines of cocaine and smoke weed that they done stole from a bust. Like they do all that shit, man.
Yeah, that's not the bad. That's not the bad part. The bad part is that none of it rallies the citizens correctly. The thing is, all right. So the whole thing is like, you know, hands up, don't shoot, right? With Michael Brown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now the fact that, you know, lives matter, you know what I'm saying, brought they nasty asses up in there and did whatever they did to supplant that sentiment. That is the most objective sentiment you're going to get toward law enforcement, and the analysis and the accountability of not only law enforcement, not only that police officer, but the city, possibly the country in general. Because hands up, don't shoot. That's some universal thing, right? Um,
Mhm.
Hands up, don't shoot. When your hands are up, you're giving up. You're surrendering. So that should have been the moment where everything shifted. Wait a minute, this person surrendered, and yet they still end up dead by gunfire. And then you know what I'm saying. Then you bring everything into analysis. But once you put that whole color thing in it, this whole black thing. Oh, police ain't supposed to do this to black people. Police ain't supposed to do this because they're you know they have corruption as opposed to this is how they operate. You know what I'm saying? They're not corrupt. They're motherfucking police. You know what I'm saying? That's just like the whole thing with white folks. You know, they're not racist. They're not white supremacists. They're just white. This is how the basic of them think. Even in power dynamics, even if it doesn't take an element of seeing you as having detrimental worth, you know what I'm saying, in comparison to them or not. The thing is, it's not the system that's the issue. Because if you call the system into a specific accountability, how has it measured your motherfucking worth the entirety of the interaction of the relationship? So what? You know, so called. You know. So the thing is up to the people. If the people ain't valuing themselves the way that they're supposed to motherfucking value themselves, then that's what places them in the motherfucking cycle. And this is the thing. Objectively, you can view that as a motherfucking slave paradigm, because all living things are supposed to value themselves to the point where they will lethally defend themselves, not based upon any outside measure of what's permitted, only inner.
Mm. Well, I would say that the system has a little bit to do with it. uh, because when the system can set its own rules and you become a part of that system,
Yeah.
then it
Yeah.
becomes easy. It becomes really easy to forget, the value system that you might have come from, just so you can have those kinds of advantages. And after a while, I'm trying to say this without sounding confused, but it's like after a while, once you have that kind of leverage and that kind of advantage, man, then shit, your old value system doesn't matter anymore. You know,
Yeah.
and that's for the weaker ones in us. You know, the ones that have the tendency to do the right thing is the one that ends up mysteriously with a hole in their head inside their
Yep.
apartment.
Yep. And that's how gangsters and shit is. So it's like, all right, well, why is it ain't supported that motherfuckers, defend gangsterly then? If you can't go on the offense, you know what I'm saying, gangsterly, and nobody's gonna, really be about that. Well, how about on the defense? The thing is, where does your worth come from? If it's, we're just talking about self-preservation, you know what I'm saying? Worth preservation, definitely included into self-preservation, community, all that shit, right? But I mean, shit. Where is it supposed to be initiated for the protection of our worth? If you know that the motherfucking so-called system ain't finna do it.
Mm. Well, let's reference to the formation of gangs in their original purpose.
That is true. That is true. Perhaps, you know what I'm saying?
until
Perhaps.
until that also got corrupted by law enforcement.
But no, that was more the government thing because them, you know what I'm saying, that the law enforcement, yeah, they assisted with it, but nah, that's when this nation, you know what I'm saying, government wise, we're like, nah, we're gonna plant this here and disrupt all this. But this is the thing, though. So again, that's when you don't hold the system to no accountability when it happened to that degree. Now it's on the people. It's like, all right, now how about so ain't nothing wrong with it. Let's just declare this motherfucker as being enemious to us or enemy-like in nature on the side of us being damn near North Koreans who are actually able to get citizenry up in this bitch. Now, if we was North Koreans, will we have any any surprise about how this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, interacted with us or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, you know what I'm saying, black people don't want to have that type of adversary. You know what I'm saying? The only adversary a nigga want is another nigga. And the thing is, these motherfuckers still be adversaries and we still work with them. You know what I'm saying?
Do we think it's easy. We don't value ourselves. We don't give ourselves the proper estimation. I would say that because we don't value ourselves. We don't value black. You know, we don't even value, like a lot of us don't even value our neighborhoods enough not to throw paper on the fucking ground.
Nigga, that part, cuz.
Yeah.
Well, this is I ain't even gonna be mad about the people not throwing paper on the ground because I realize why some of them, especially the men, don't care. It's because they have no say so in the neighborhood.
No say so.
Say so. Fucking say so.
What? How does say so supersede human choice? We just got through talking about human choice.
But
taking pride in your motherfucking
you don't have.
ass,
And
man.
think about it. Here's the question: people take no pride in things that they don't have any control of. If you feel like this area just treats you like crap, you're not going to take any pride in it.
That's not a control issue. That's a connect. It's
shout
a
out to Coffee
issue.
Nino in the building. I think I shouted out Ray Hummer already. Mm-hmm. Keep it 100. I seen him. Yeah, just shout y'all out real quick. Sun is hot, raw. I saw you earlier.
Peace.
I mean, like I said, if people feel that they have the worst thing you say is this is, if people say that their opinion or how they feel and it's not taken into consideration, or their thoughts and feelings aren't considered about in any particular group, usually the group diminishes because people say, well, look, I don't have a say so I don't care.
Well, stop following weak motherfuckers. That's all I gotta say. Stop making the weak mindset the superior mindset.
Yes, unfortunately, there's always a way, dog. There's always a way.
You ever read the book or watched the film Animal Farm? They didn't like the way things were done, so they just corrupted their way into that motherfucker, man.
The only reason I say that because listen, the only reason I say that is because I realize that I'm in other sectors and all like this, and I realize that I've seen like other things where like it may not be known that even some white men are having these problems too. And they're showing a disconnect from the community. And I mean, it's like some people, and these people got millions and millions of subs. And I mean, they'll put out videos and you'd be like, if you read between the lines of this video, this white man is telling these other white men to destroy their communities. I mean, like literally. And I'm like, because I read between the lines and I'm like, wow, he's just telling you to destroy the communities. And they're talking about their own communities, had nothing to do with black people. They're talking about their own communities. And I'm just like, wow, like you say, their time is coming. Like when you sit up and say, I mean, unfortunately, they deserve it, but their time is coming because I watch and I listen to some of the things. And that's why sometimes you may not see me for a while, but I pay attention. I'm like, wow, man, these white boys, I'd be like a fly on the wall. Yeah, I say these white boys talking about destroying their own places. And it has nothing to I sit up here like, well, how could this relate to black people? How could this be? And I'm like, it got nothing to do. Wait, listen. It has nothing to do with black people. Like, I couldn't even find they're trying to do it. It had nothing to do with the black people. I'm like, and they're just telling each other to destroy their own communities. And I'm just like, wow.
So you don't think that has anything to do with like Giga Chad culture?
I don't know. I mean, I don't, spend too much time on it, but I'm just like, I've just noticed that it's like, they're having the problems that we have. And like, we sit up here and because of us, we speak in this space and we talk about it. But the white young men are having the problems that we have. And it's affecting a lot more of them.
Let me check you on that real quick. Mm-hmm. This is nothing new. They had the problems before we had them.
Yeah,
Like feminism comes from their fucking women.
I
It
know, right?
comes.
And it's
I
killing
mean,
their ass first.
they used our women's intelligence, but it was their ingenuity that got it there.
Yeah, I know. And it's
I
killing.
mean, this whole thing, like everything white was perfect up until this
No,
moment, and
no,
then us black folks realized that we that they got those problems too. Like we
Mm-hmm.
didn't fucking know in the first place,
right,
man.
right.
That's another example of overvaluing them and
Mm-hmm.
undervaluing us, and the
Right.
shit pisses me off on a constant fucking basis.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
like
Yeah. I
we
mean,
are not aware of how powerful we are as a people, and then we ain't gotta all get along. It's just
Nope.
that look, just get at least not even the same page. We just gotta get in the same fucking book.
yeah, but I'm just saying, like, cause you watch and the white people, they gonna be destroying themselves in the next couple of years so much. You gonna be sitting up there saying, "God damn,"
So
you be
much.
like,
Nigga, they already doing that. Shout out to Fit
"Oh, it's about
Now.
to get
Nigga,
10
you kidding
times
me?
worse, bro."
Them
I ain't gonna
doctors
lie.
is on them doctors on these pilgrims asses, cuz with them pills, dog.
No,
That shit is crazy.
definitely. And they, I mean, like, you could see it. I'm like, wow, man, this ain't got nothing to do.
Fuck
Like,
you,
and you can
paid.
see that they are just getting their ass kicked. Like, no, but think about it. Think about it. It's like when you have,
That birth rate.
it's like you're falling from a higher position, so you hit the ground harder, you know.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just like to watch them, and I mean, and what's so bad is that's the bad, like the bad thing about their position. They always thought that they were so good and all like that, and now the chickens have come home to roost. And whew,
Well,
man,
look, the thing is, they're going to be their demise. This is going to be the fucked
right,
up
right,
part
yeah,
about it.
suicide
That's
rate's
why.
gonna be through the roof.
Yeah, that's why black
I
people
mean, like
we really
literally.
shouldn't focus on them like that. Like because
Yeah,
the thing is, they're a factor, not a focus. Our focus should be us building because us building will cause that shit to speed up even quicker.
yeah.
Yeah, keep your ignorance level at an all-time low. Because see,
Mm-hmm.
you'll be accepting this as a way of forgiving people for death. Oh, at least they named the street after him.
Right, not
Bruh,
stupid.
bruh,
Shit, shit,
for
shit
them
like
to
Who
look.
gives a
name for
damn?
them to name the street like that, they actually took down Julio Cesar Chavez Boulevard and changed it to Botham.
Oh, doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
Like in
that shit
Cleveland, we
was
got a
Cesar
street Steve
Chavez.
Harvey Way.
They
Oh,
said,
because
fuck
Wow.
it.
they
They said,
didn't
fuck
want to
it. We're
give
going to
up.
switch to minority.
Right,
So
we got a street in Cleveland, Steve Harvey Way. So I know they do that dumb shit.
Steve Harvey Way. Yeah,
Yeah.
let me see. We got a Tyler Perry Boulevard somewhere like 40
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
minutes away from where I am.
A Tyler Perry Boulevard. You lying?
That's funny.
Nah, no, I'm
That's
not.
funny.
What up, Ray? What it is?
What it do?
What's up, bro?
Yeah.
What's up, y'all, man? Man, it's funny. The You got black men that wanna have their face of white women's asses. At the same time, you got white men that are telling everybody, including black men, that hey, that bitch is no good either, motherfucker.
No, but hold up. Cats from the island and always dug on some pilgrim shake, though. Now, you know what I'm talking about? That's usually who you were seeing with over here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, then they got their taste of, they're like little dog meat. Is what it is.
Well,
You
you
know
know
what I
what
mean?
though? You know what?
Little what pussy don't hurt
Hey,
nobody.
you know what about
I
island
guess.
blacks though? Their idea of Americana is some white girl in some Daisy
Yeah,
Dukes and
yeah.
some like American flag top that's just
Mm-hmm.
tied around her titties with a straw hat on.
Yep.
Like that's what they see Americana as.
Yeah.
Because see, they don't do this diversity and inclusion bullshit in other countries. Like America is a melting pot, and it goes without realize people go without realizing that from other countries
Yeah.
because that's how they see Americana. And everybody who isn't their idea of Americana, like I said, white girl and Daisy Dukes or Billy Ray Cyrus with the fucking mullet or some shit like that. Like, everything that is everything that doesn't fall in that archetype is under that. So you got these islanders, we got our own country and all this other bullshit. They'll come over there, thinking they're blending in with a culture full of
Yep.
white folks.
Yep.
When in fact America is a fucking melting pot.
I mean, well, to the outside world though, that's what America mean. America mean white.
Apple pie,
Yeah.
first world problems,
But it's a
kids in
power
Beverly
dynamic,
Hills.
though. That's the thing. It's largely a power dynamic, but they see the culture of it. So the thing is, you're looked at as a sub-American.
Mhm.
For real.
And you know what I realized though too? You know what I realized too, man? I'm like, damn, it just came to me. I'm like, wow, America tribalism is, fuck this stuff up. It's all fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But the tribe, but I'm realizing, okay, there's tribalism everywhere in every other country. They all tribal. They all got their own different style and curriculum. How they do things. There's different cities in Brazil and all that shit. They all different in one another, but they're all able to work in such unison to where it keeps them thriving right now to this day versus us. And I wonder, like, damn, why is that? Is one version of tribalism better than the other?
Of course, one version of travel is better than the other. That's why it's tribes. Shit, remember, we call them Nigerians over here and group them up. They don't group themselves up when they go back to Nigeria with all them hundreds and hundreds of motherfucking tribes, cuz that shit, they like, all right, well, we're they're participating in that whole Nigerian thing over here. So that's their, I guess that's their perspective of Pan Africanism. If you will, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't know what tribes they from, but we know what a Nigerian look like. We know what they sound like, whatever. But to them, I guess there's very, very super distinct differences between all that appeared sameness. But
Yeah, it's so crazy, man.
and tribal, you know what I'm saying? So if tribal is that important, you know what I'm saying, to them, to the point to where some motherfuckers can be, what is it, what's the word? Which one is where you hate the motherfucker?
What, xenophobic, you mean?
Yeah, the xenophobia.
Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, all right,
All, all I know is my tribe is of the elevation of men and them, and I don't give a damn where I be, and I ain't gonna be around no man getting slapped around by no woman. I don't give a damn of what race, what have you. No, I can't have myself associated with this.
okay, wait a minute. What tribe is that though? What you in the Slapaho tribe? Is that what you say?
No,
You say I'm from the
I'm talking
Slapaho
about
tribe? Is that what you say?
I can't be around man that gets slapped around by his woman.
Okay.
Yeah, that breeds a weak society.
No, but what I got to do with a tribe though?
There are tribes of motherfuckers that believe that's the way to be.
Oh, really? What they call this?
Yeah,
What they call themselves? Wait a minute.
sense.
Oh man, come on! You talking figurative? No, we're actually talking blood lineage, man. We're not talking figurative.
We're
Yeah, and
not.
I
We're
mentioned tribes and stuff like that. Yeah, because there's a tribal system here and everywhere else. They have their own tribal system. They have their own different sects and their own different sectors and their own different ways of how they operate. But at the same time, as a nation, they're able to work in such unison to keep them thriving today. And it's like it seems like that their form of tribalism is better than over here in America.
Okay, and where is this at? What location is this?
Like, and I'm talking about in other countries, dude, all around, not just Brazil,
Okay,
Colombia,
Brazil
but
is fine.
everywhere.
All right, Brazil. All right,
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
mean,
about
from
tribalism.
the evidence, what I've seen of brothers that have traveled, so much. So yeah, from what I've seen, that seems to be the case.
mm. So, what do you think would get actual American blacks on code? Do you think that we're just a bunch of disillusioned tribes, that genetically can't stand each other, and that's why is it? Does it really
That
go
makes
deeper than
sense.
skin color with us when it's at the genetic level?
Yeah, that because the whole thing is the class level should be something that unites the entirety of us, but it doesn't. And it's like, all right, well, fuck, you can use that class level the same way these Peckerwoods is using theirs.
Well,
You know what I mean? Just because it's lower in their eyes, don't mean that it got to be lower in your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Let the economics do the talk.
No, I don't think. Unfortunately, I mean, we can't. We're not going to be able to band together till the problem is till the family thing gets better. Because unfortunately, I think that issue right there supersedes everything. Because
I mean, to the
they're too
family thing.
fractured.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
they were
mean, the
too
family
fractured.
thing is.
Right. They're too.
Yeah.
This is the fact of this. With the family thing being all screwed up, you're too fractured. So basically, any of them who wanted to, circumvent a movement, they can just appeal to one side of the crap and just destroy it all. And that's basically what they've been doing to keep you in the position that you are in.
Okay, but do you think that we are a bunch of broken up tribes, like he said? But fuck, like the question that he asked.
I don't really think we're that really broken up. I just think that the family thing, unless you said the tribe was just men and women, I think the family thing destroys more of it than anything. I think like say if we had strong families, we'd be a force to be reckoned with.
Well, that's the natural element of strong families, though.
Yeah, I get that, but it's like this. Some people in our own families, we can't stand each other.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie, we'd be able to slap them around.
It's kind of a segue into the whole. Maybe we're a bunch of disillusioned tribes, and the fact that a lot of family members can't get along is because different motherfuckers were intermingling and getting married. Is it at a base genetic level?
Yeah. You know what?
Well, it will help if black men. It will help if black men stop cutthroat. Backstabbing one another. I mean, hell, that would help, and also stop looking at and also stop looking at and operating in the ways of the woman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Instead of ways of the woman through
how do they do that? But
us.
how do they do that coming from the gynocracy, though?
Isn't that
what the black manosphere is for? Isn't that what the lens of the black manosphere is for?
Dudes be crying for these hoes, like like seriously, man. That's how you
whatever you want.
I mean that's how you operate that's how you operate within a female context. Is like you be thinking and feeling in the ways that will react to them the most positively.
Okay, but right, because think about it. Me and Rising Sun done had different opinions damn near all night, right? But we ain't talking about, man, fuck your page and none of that type of shit. Like with them, once you with them, it's,
some dudes are so emotional,
right?
That dwell these spaces, they'll reduce the conversation in a heartbeat.
Right, literally.
They'll reduce themselves in a heartbeat and won't give a fuck and use the "I don't give a fuck" as an excuse.
Right. That's
who didn't appear. Who didn't appear to be like that. Do you know who didn't appear to be like that though?
Who?
Old Botham John.
Oh yeah.
On the screen, Botham John. Very, very, very jolly. Very like I even explained this, and Rogish kind of hit on it too. Like I even explained this. He's a jolly, happy Negro.
Yeah.
Well,
he gave them no
God
issues.
bless his family.
He gave them no issues. No. I ain't gonna say God bless his family because them motherfuckers behave poorly within their blackness at the motherfucking trial. No blessings at all.
Can I have a hug?
I ain't gonna say fire upon them, but we'll say just smack them.
Right, like can you imagine? Wait. Can you imagine when his family members get to heaven and what he's hey, look, dude. Can you imagine the conversation? Hey, look, man, what the hell were y'all doing?
Man, I was the butt of a lot of jokes because of you. I was the butt of a lot of jokes. People in heaven got a sense of humor.
Right.
Oh yeah. It's your pride.
Hey,
Brandon, man.
Since you mentioned like emotional man, Kevin, have you did a video or a stream already about Marcus Houston? What was your thoughts about that? About him coming back apologizing for what he said? When I said on my stream, I'm like, dude, it's already out there. What you said about
you might as well stay with it.
Who's Marcus Houston?
Okay, let me say this. Let me say this before we get to segue. This is off topic. Yeah, Marcus Houston has nothing to do with Botham John. I'll go ahead and
he has nothing to do with Botham John.
Yeah. I will go ahead and say this. I'm just not the kind of person that'll walk back anything. Stop apologizing to these niggas because they ain't gonna forgive you anyway.
Right. Thank you.
Like you're gonna apologize to you blue in the face and they still won't fucking forgive you. They'll just expect you to keep kissing their ass and keep making
Forever.
and keep making shit up. I mean, making it up to them, so to speak, like they deserve it. Fuck these hoes.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm gonna apologize for
Amen.
what I said. No, man, fuck out of here with that. Can I have a hug, woman who killed my brother? Like, no, fuck,
Yeah.
cut this bullshit out.
Hey, that should be a look. That should be a thing we should start using. Like after a bad thing, Kevin, can I have a hug?
No,
That's
no,
just
that's not gonna
disgusting.
be a thing.
That is disgusting, man.
I mean, like literally, I just
Ugh.
look. I ain't gonna lie. When he asked for that and was crying on the stage, I ain't even gonna lie. I'm thinking like, oh, dude, wait,
Bitch-made
listen.
ass motherfucker.
When I was watching it, I'm like, oh, good, he good. This dude is smart. Because I'm thinking, oh, he probably got a look. Listen. Look. I'm thinking he got a pen in his pocket or something. I'm like, I figured he was gonna get a blow in. I'm like,
Oh
this
damn.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, dude. I was like, oh man, I like this dude. And
I
when he
don't know.
hugged her and it was just over with, I was like,
That
huh?
cry sounded real though. When he
Right.
broke
But I thought he was
Can I
playing
give
it off. He might have been
a
practicing. Look, I thought he
Get
might have
your
been practicing.
motherfucking ass out of here, yo punk ass motherfucker.
Look,
Like I
I
said,
ain't even
if
gonna
he,
lie. I thought he was. I thought he was
disgusting.
practicing.
No,
I thought that it was
everybody
gonna
was
come.
pampering this bitch, cuz the
Well, he got killed
motherfucking
by
judge brushed the white
he got
bitch's
killed by the
hair.
white one.
But yes,
What?
and that's why I figured.
Bro.
it. I thought he was gonna at least give a punch or something.
Nah, bruh.
I'm
Or at
like,
least whisper in her ear.
come with an elbow.
Or at
Like
least whisper in her
literally.
ear. Rot in jail, you fucking bitch. You know, at least do that.
This bitch received a total of like 5 hugs from 4 people that day.
Yeah, I mean, like literally in a Bible
After
and all
killing
that
a
stuff. Remember,
motherfucker, breaking
she
into
got
a
the
nigga
Bible.
house.
Yeah, she gave.
shooting
Yeah,
him.
the
Then
judge gave her a Bible.
gave her the Bible that she uses daily.
Oh man, get the
Come
fuck
on, man. Think about it.
out.
You don't remember? Yeah, she gave her. That was her personal Bible that she talking about. She used for half of so long. And I'm like, wait a minute. You form a connection with that?
Yeah, all right then.
Yes.
So, you know what? And these pilgrims are the ones. That's the problem. You're right. All right then. Whatever. These pilgrims just be in themselves. But yeah, niggas.
I just want you to be blessed, baby.
Niggas got slaves. Look, Harriet Tubman. They said Harriet Tubman said, "I saved hundreds. I could have saved thousands if they only knew that they were slaves." How the fuck you would not know that you was a slave back in the Harriet Tubman time, nigga?
Right.
This nigga.
Fuck out of here.
Like they do this as some type of. They feel like they're gonna get a passage into heaven.
I don't know, cuz that's scary, dog. It's not even angering no more. It's scary. All right, it's very fucking nigga. That's a level of dronism. That's how you don't lose. How your family look at you with honor after that.
You know. I bet you like any amount of these people don't get positive responses when they go in public.
Oh no, they get the who was that person that people just hated? It was a celebrity who acted too well, and people actually hated the motherfucker in real life. I forget his name. But yeah, you know, so he was all right dude.
Half of the people forgot about that shit already. Come on, dude. You should already know. Think about it. If these people ain't hurt Zimmerman after all that shit, like literally,
Stop bringing up Zimmerman. The motherfuckers
got jumped in the bathroom.
Man. Zimmerman is on
he got
watch,
jumped in the bathroom. Think about it. And these people ain't never like touched Zimmerman or none of that crap. Come on, man.
Who the fuck is that on the far right though? Who is that? Who is that with the?
Oh, you talking about?
This is my first time hearing about this.
That looks crazy.
That's Faith Johnson. That's DA Faith Johnson. That's on the right. She refused. She fought a summons to testify in the Botham John case.
Right.
Yeah. Although a search warrant came from somebody. On the day of that man's funeral.
That's crazy.
You got you Renee Hall, the first lady. She was a police chief.
Yeah, yeah, I remember her.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
ended up quitting her job because her department was under scrutiny for
yeah,
the way they handle an arrest and how they treat the general public.
yeah. Now
Which
that dude is there now.
yeah,
Mhm.
That bald head
Faith
nigga.
Johnson Faith Johnson lost the following election for DA to John Crizalt.
Huh.
Judge Tammy Kemp, she received her own level of scrutiny when she hugged that bitch. And and even the jurors, they did a interview with two jurors, one of them being a white man, one of them being a black woman. The black woman was so outspoken about it. She was like, uh, after I seen her crying, we just couldn't give her the 20 years.
Oh, ain't that a bitch?
Yeah,
Oh, hell no.
we
So
just
she just
couldn't.
gonna get. Oh, all right. So this is the thing, though. This what white mean then? Now it has to do with her being a motherfucking police. That was a white bitch. She used white bitch motherfucking tears and
But
and
wait a
and,
minute.
and motherfucking energy to get through that shit. It wasn't fucking those one fucking police tears. That
But
was a
listen,
white
listen.
motherfucking bitch, nigga.
But listen. If that
I
would have
got
been a
I
black
got a
man convicted of killing somebody in a mistake like that, she would have got all 20 years.
She
Yeah,
cried and she got years off because the motherfucker
I mean,
affected her.
right?
Bitch, that bitch should have been motherfucking in pieces. If it
Them
was
holy tears,
on
holy
some
tears.
oops, I didn't mean to do this shit. Get the fuck out. And then you see how the bitch rolled on the motherfucking IG years later. You know what I mean? Nigga. See, like I said, it's black people that got the issue though. You know what I'm saying? The issue ain't the system. The issue ain't the pilgrims. The issue is niggas. They're not assigning the proper, you know what I'm saying, worth to themselves. Because if they did, then you would naturally make the proper response.
Well, they were supposed to go in there and say, "Oh,
Politically
you
or
crying? No
otherwise.
fucks given. No fucks given."
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, you're supposed to be working in your benefit. But you're not going to work in your benefit if you think yourself, you know what I'm saying, motherfucking expendable. You know what I'm saying? Or dispensable. Because
Too,
that's
too.
exactly what this motherfucker was.
What I mean, what you should have said is,
Dispensable.
look, what you said.
Nigga.
What you could have said is this. And you know what? I really feel that you really do mean that, and it was an accident and all that. But guess what?
Yeah.
Too bad. Join the other
Oh,
people that made
oh,
the
okay.
accident. Look.
Oh,
You
okay.
said,
Okay. I done caught on now. I caught on
look.
now.
Too bad. Join the other people that made accidents.
Ain't that a
I mean,
bitch?
I know
can
what
you
y'all talking about.
imagine? Wait. It's people that's serving time in jail for marijuana possession longer than she is
Yeah,
going to serve for
25
murder.
motherfucking 30 years and
I
shit.
mean,
It's the
well,
motherfucker that dude that's getting out 40 here, 40 year, 39 here. If innocent the whole motherfucking time and shit. Nigga,
but wait. Think
the
about it. It's
fuck?
some people that they got caught. Like, think about it. They were never hardened criminals. They just got drug possession charges, and they did more time than that. Like literally
Well, this nigga
listen,
dirty,
there are
bro.
non-violent drug offenders
Yeah, that's
who are
dirty.
serving more time than she is.
That's dirty, nigga.
I mean, like literally, you sit up
Fuck.
here and say, "Wait a minute, kill a black man at his home." What's more? If you say which one gets you more time, getting caught with weed 5 or 10 times, or killing a black man in his own home,
I
in a
mean, but
sense?
look at just what happened in I forget where it was where that old ass Peckerwood shot that brother, went to the wrong house and shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
like,
that just
yo,
happened.
bro.
Right.
Look, the thing is, all right,
No, and then he was standing over, like he stood over the body talking shit while he was talking.
look, all right,
Well,
but
so
the
like
thing is,
literally,
okay, now check it out. Let's say that they give this motherfucker the chair. That would not be enough because you know what I'm saying. You can put attempted
and
murder or
actually
whatever.
has to bear a sentence, which I don't
Hey,
think
can
she's
y'all hear
gonna
that?
serve the entire
Yeah, turn
sentence.
it
I
up more.
mean, let's be realistic about this. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, I
that
can hear it.
all this
Yep.
outpour of sympathy, all this outpour of compassion, all this outpouring of forgiveness, just makes the whole thing kind of devoid of logic. And
for anyone like, and let me go ahead and shout this out real quick. For anyone that thinks that, okay, so you know what, the family forgive them too. Why don't you mention them? There were celebrities, and I'll get to Ileana in just a second, because I don't even know how to say her name. Is it Ayana? Is it Ileana? It's like, I mean, forget. I'm not trying to be funny, but I don't know. It's just that there's this thing called being on code and girl code, and that's how I am. But it's like this. The reason why I didn't mention the family is because this whole point of view is taken from the legal aspect of it, and who commented on the legal aspect of it. So even though I'm gonna name drop Steve Harvey, he also had something positive to say about Botham John's brother, his act of forgiveness and hugging Amber Guyger, which is, I'm gonna not relate that to this, even though yes, it does relate because it shows us how we forgiving to people who treat us like crap. We are so forgiving, but at the same time, I'm going from the legal aspect. The legal aspect, as in, you know, the legal process, the perception of the legal process, and all the other great stuff. But it's like, why is this girl saying this? She's like, okay, we just could we just couldn't just listen.
Amber Guyger, she showed remorse and that she's gonna have to deal with that for the rest of her life.
Can I get? She showed remorse and she's gonna have to deal with it for the rest of her life. Yeah, dealing with it, but I just don't think that it's gonna be dealing with it in a way that, kind of like how his family's dealing with it. Like they lost a love. I think that she was that remorseful. I think that she was like a kid in the office who was in really big trouble and it was going to have really big consequences. So she poured on the alligator tears. You often do see alligator tears in trials just like this when it comes to Caucasian women. Like that woman that hung that child in the basement of her daycare because she was so stressed out and her boyfriend. Yeah, I did a video about that, So
Oh,
if you're
hell
surprised, you can
no.
search for that video too. In fact, I'll put the link in the description. It's like they put on a waterworks factory and they think that everything is going to be okay. And obviously, from this case, everything's going to be okay because she's filed for an appeal. So even though she showed remorse, I guess she's not truly sorry. If she was truly sorry, she would serve out that sentence. She took that man's life.
Preach.
But if that wasn't enough, you got Fix My Life, Miss. I don't know. It's just like these celebrities. Some of them are on. I don't know if too many of them are on code. So she makes the comment that she starts defending Tim. But judge for yourself. How meaningless or how severe this may be. But I'm gonna get to the point in just a second.
World right now. There's a judge hugging Amber Guyger. People are saying no. People are saying yes.
Yeah.
Tell me your thoughts.
I find it very interesting that you go into court and they want you to put your hand on the Bible and swear to God, but then they don't want you to act like a godly being in the process. So the judge hugging this woman brings humanity to our legal system, which is what's missing, which is why we have so many people rotting in jail for non-violent crimes, because the humanity is gone. So, and if we weren't in the courtroom, I'm not clear why we think we have an opinion. Why couldn't that judge do what she did from her heart and her mind to serve Miss, I should just call her Amber, to serve Amber? Why can't you just do what was in her heart and her mind?
Sure. So his brother and the judge, they both gave her hugs. So forgiveness is definitely in order.
Forgiveness isn't for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. I am so proud of that young man for claiming his right not to spend the next years in anger and upset with the woman who's in jail. He said, would have forgiven her. That's legacy. And when we want to honor those that we love, we do what they would do in their honor. So I'm glad he made that choice not to waste his life being upset with her. I'm glad that he made the choice to honor his brother's legacy. And I'm glad that as a black man, you understand, he became a demonstration for other black men about how to move from one step to the next.
No. As a black man,
hell no.
Brant John did not Brant whatever. Yeah, what's up?
I thought that was you talking.
No. That's me from like some years
From
ago
then.
talking.
Yeah, that was in. I thought that was.
No, I thought
I
like
remember that
I
show.
thought when a period, I thought when a period came, I thought you came in,
Yeah.
you like right now, yeah, but now, damn
Horrible.
man,
That was me from years ago.
I it was right on time. I just wrote a stogie too, man. Damn, that was some shit. Nigga hung a child in oh Lord, hung a child, and you said in the
We have
basement
a
or some shit, nigga.
legacy
What the hell,
of forgiveness. A
Kevin?
legacy,
Is
bitch.
that
You
what you
out of your
said?
motherfucking mind. A legacy.
Yeah.
You said you said a daycare
Yeah, a
worker hung
daycare
a.
worker hung a child in a basement because she was stressing over her boyfriend, and she went in the courtroom crying, and they barely did anything to her.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Oh
Patrice
my God,
O'Neal.
yeah.
Shout out to Patrice O'Neal. Rest in light. Rest in foreverness. You were a prophet, nigga.
Yeah.
This increases the evidence for men, to leave this motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Well, no, because this shit is spreading everywhere. The thing is, whatever it was that started here in the culture element, that once they started attributing the whole liberty and freedom, and they they just jacked off the civil rights shit, and whatever.
Yeah.
I'm looking at man, I'm looking at these bras that are pregnant too. I'm like, who's the dumbass that impregnated that bitch? It's like, damn, they got to that point now. I can't even tell a bitch congratulations.
Man, they congratulate each other for getting pregnant without being in the confines of marriage these days. That's the logic. That's the logic. Girl, you pregnant? Congratulations. Like,
Right.
bitch be 17, 18 years old. Y'all congratulating her for being pregnant. Fuck out of here.
Right. Getting pregnant without a husband.
But the
Oh, but
thing
y'all
is,
y'all could hear that because damn, I couldn't I would have reacted to that video last night if I could have got it to play. No, I did just fine last night though. So
yeah, respect. When it comes to the value, this again, you get right back to the whole value thing, dog. I don't know. Black folks, they want that American shit. Cause look, homie, he was going after the American dream, wasn't he? And,
yeah, pretty much.
And he was doing it, but it's obviously when the system stings you because of your skin color, it's supposed to mean something to those who got the skin color to the point to where, not necessarily that you just call the system to accountability, but let's how about you make note of that and you keep note of that? Like, how about that also be tradition to where it could be, saying a litmus test every time something like that happened. And then you pull a little bit further and further away from the system, more to yourselves or whatever. I don't know. The thing is the thing is the black shit though. It's just skin color, man. Look, if it's just skin color, it's not going to happen. But if it's culture, then so you got something that everyone could at least connect to. But what is considered black culture? What is considered the culture of blackness to the point to where, something that niggas that covet, want to institutionalize themselves, you know what I mean? On the same level as how the Pilgrims did.
Same level or better. One thing that black people do is we can take somebody's style and we can make it better.
Yeah.
And we don't take advantage of that shit because we're too focused on the wrong shit all the goddamn time. So I mean, I understand where you say why can't we take what solidifies them and apply it to what we're doing.
And I'm in total agreement with that. I mean,
Uh,
because in the grand scheme of things, we're all human, but we don't need to forget, what our experiences are
Right.
as well. We don't reject what everything good about somebody else and how it can work for us, but at the same time, just try to stay steadfast to the understanding that we have a different experience from them.
well, I'm talking. This nigga,
Mhm.
I told the whole thing with North Korean. It's like, all right, let's say that this is where you got to do it. But if you try to rock this shit in the citizen game that they present to everybody else, it's not going to work, because also you got to remember the system is also set up to nibble on one of us from time to time. This motherfucker eats niggas. It started off, some with us as the sustenance, and it still nibbles on us like that. It's like, all right then. The thing is, if the people will operate with that in mind as something to always, not necessarily hoard over themselves like a monster or something like that, but more like a mountain. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers need to be turning into, frontier trackers again and shit. Because this is the thing. If I don't think motherfuckers want to really own America. I don't think they really want to be American the way that the United States says you can be an American. Because the thing is, you would have to link up as a group, because you can't do it individually. I don't know. A lot of folks believe the individual shit. That's the highly weird shit. I don't know what the fuck. But, so but motherfuckers think that, even Tony Montana, I'm saying? That he has some help. He didn't do it all on his own and shit. You know what I mean? But the thing is, for the system to show that is not is not accepting black people on the level to where even foreign black people who are playing the game, to the point to where they're around nothing but pilgrims, right? Peckerwood City. And I mean, shit, look at what it meant to his people. That's the issue. The issue ain't really the system. The issue is he didn't obviously mean that much to his people to where they could relish
Right.
his life over what, the feelings of white folks, nigga?
Right. That's got that. You would think that. Here's a question: how can your family members come out to the defense of motherfuckers they don't know over you?
Yeah,
Over
they don't
you.
know none of these motherfuckers.
Right.
They
I'm
don't
like,
know
wow.
that bitch.
But I ain't gonna lie. I've watched that happen in the black community a lot. And I'm like, you coming off of the defense of people you don't know over people that share your blood.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I'm like, you know what I mean? No offense, but I'm like, we would stand together more as people who just been on a panel together more than these family members came out for him, dude.
Bro.
A lot of black folks are Looney Tunes, man.
If you're no, that ain't Looney Tunes, dog. That ain't Looney Tunes. That meant
That's
that he died.
deranged.
He
Right,
died thinking that he was worth more to his fucking people, dog.
right,
And I died, was killed.
right.
He was killed thinking that he was worth more to his people. When in, I guess, in whatever a specific circumstance.
And the people just flushed him down the toilet, man.
Oh,
Like
nigga,
yesterday.
dispensable, bruh.
I mean,
That's and this is the thing. This nigga's wearing my motherfucking classification upon himself, dog.
Right.
That's the issue, man. That's the issue. That the classification is permitted to be maintained at a low motherfucking social worth of value, but yet
right.
such a fucking producer of, you know what I'm saying, dynamic motherfucking wealth and scale and all that shit. You nigga Drake, you was a motherfucking catalyst up in that bitch, cuz.
Right.
Shit.
But I'm sitting up here like, when you sit up here and say, well, god damn, like if some shit went down, I would expect you guys to have my back on something like that. To know that this dude's family was just like, okay,
Nigga, at least
whatever.
in the press, dog.
Just
At least
flush.
in the press.
Just flush.
I want to be your friend.
At least in the press. You know what I'm talking about? It's like,
Right.
wait a minute. Everybody
That's some
see
crazy
this
shit.
goddammit.
I mean, think about it. They just pushed the button on the toilet. It was just like,
Those family members are fucked up, man.
We have been conned into believing that there is some heavenly reward for all
Right.
of this forgiveness.
And I hate to say something. What if it came out like really and it really came out that all this bullshit religion shit was just a factor just to keep most of these black people in check, and it just really came
It
out that
probably
way.
is. That's
You
very
know,
No, but
plausible.
that's what it do though. Let's say that that's not what it's for. But the thing
Right.
is, if that's look like that's what it does, it's
Mhm.
but until the measure of a black person, and it's like, well, why doesn't it hold up? And in nobody's religion does the measure of a black person hold up of something that is quality, and that's an issue. That means motherfuckers, deities got issues with a nigga's worth.
Right, like me, I'm not a religious person. I don't really kind of believe on that. And
It is what it
I had
is.
them,
I don't know.
going like this. I'm gonna just tell you whatever, go somewhere. I remember my cousin even brought up something one time, and he was going at it. Like, what the hell? Ain't no damn God. What you talking about? He's so powerful and all that. And then why black people getting killed, murdered left and right, and
No,
all
wait
like
a
this?
minute.
Plain and simple.
That's you trying to paint a humanism upon
No,
it.
but I know, but I'm just
That's
saying that.
our ego, dog. For people to
But
be
no,
painting
I'm not saying it's
humanism
ego.
upon the shit. Look, the motherfucker probably look more like a planet than to do a person.
Right, right. Thank you. I tell people all this. I said, man, I told you. I said, well, last time I checked, my God told me to kick ass when somebody try to fuck with
A
me.
dinosaur, nigga. Why the fuck
Yeah.
would
Hey,
I hear that, boy.
Hey, let me read Sonny's hot rock comment. He said they'll forgive a white person commits murder, but won't forgive their baby daddy, or will
Yep.
even wish death upon him. SMDH.
Mhm. Well,
Yeah, they haven't found it in their hearts to forgive Kevin Samuels for telling them the truth yet.
yeah, think about it. Remember, I said it like this: is your baby mama will forgive your killer more than she will forgive you for being behind on child support.
Mm.
I mean, like
I
literally.
believe it.
Damn.
I believe it.
Yeah, damn.
I mean, think about it. Think about it. When you hear these people, like when people behind on child support, oh, you should lock them up and throw away the key. But all the dude did, the only crime he's guilty of is being broke.
But see, that's the thing.
And I'm like,
look. So when your social worth is to such a level,
right.
then you can't look toward the system to make the adjustment for that, because it's not really upon the system. You're nothing is supposed to let its social worth, you know what I'm saying, you drop to such a degree.
But I mean, that's how black men are looked at. And I'm like, wait a minute. The person, what did he do? He's broke. He doesn't have a job. Okay, whatever. I mean, it's just like, but then they say, oh, he should go to jail for 20 years or 10 years. And a matter of fact, there are people that are serving jail for child support who are doing longer time than Anthony, than she is.
That is
Amber
fucking
Guyger is.
sick.
Now, speaking of that, let alone drug addicts. So imagine you just broke. You're doing more time than she is for murder.
It's all a racket, man.
I mean, you sit up here and say, what? Because I ain't telling them, well, look, if I'm going to go to jail anyway, I might as well be killing some people. I mean,
shit,
I'm there for a reason.
Earn the bars.
You know?
You gotta earn that. You gotta earn that Arkham, man.
Well, look, I tell them, well, look. I would tell them, like, what you should do, especially anybody who's, hey, well, look, you guys said you were gonna throw me in jail because I didn't pay child support, so I was out here robbing and selling drugs. So because if I didn't pay that, I was going to jail anyway. So I might as well try and stay out. Now what? You know,
See, but when your skin color is not necessarily like, it could be a weapon if law enforcement wanted to be. Or it could be, you know what I'm saying, not only just law enforcement, just the entirety of the system. But motherfuckers think that they could operate themselves in a capacity to where that skin color shit doesn't matter even objectively. And it's like, all right, wait a minute, man. If the issue is the skin color and not the character of the person, even if the character of the person is not that of which they say is the social triggering shit that is the stereotypes, you know what I'm saying? No, thug this or ghetto or project, all that old bullshit, right? The menace, it's just the social menace, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's like, all right, so what are you supposed to do then? Because if you're already playing the game and you're playing the game by rules not set, you know what I'm saying, by you nor within your benefit,
Mm-hmm.
and you get a understanding of, all right, well, this is in a way I can efficiently play this game. But yet those who operate the game will still, you know what I'm saying, shake up the board unnecessarily as you play. It's like, all right, wait a minute. Do you continue to play the game or do you actually flip the board? And it's not that you leave the game
You
because,
flip the board. You put the game in your favor.
yeah,
That's literally what everybody does, man. And for some reason, we still haven't figured that shit out because we're not. We want to be the whole game. We don't want to be the. We don't want to participate. We just want to be
right,
the whole game.
right.
And when we do that, everyone loses.
That's
And
true.
we still have yet to realize this shit.
That's
But
true.
anyway, look, fellas, 3 hour mark.
All right.
Um,
I'm gonna
you
leave
know,
off on that one. Shit. Long live the Bishop Line Steppers. Respect, bro.
yeah, long live. And Ray Hummer didn't even give me a chance. Y'all clean it out, man. But yeah, um, yeah. Thank you for coming by, Ray Hummer. Thanks, Rogish Dre. What's up? What about you? Last word. Dre must be away. All right. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and speak my final word. Yeah, this story right here, like I said in the beginning, it really encouraged me, to do YouTube further because, um, like I was saying in the beginning, you have the option on speaking on this however you choose and however you see fit. If you're too out of the way, somebody would definitely let you know in the comments. But, you know, but this right here presented me with the opportunity to be able to keep something out there that needed to be out there that black people need to be informed of. And I believe that's to an extent what all these content creators are doing who likes to inform you on stories such as this. So I would definitely continue to keep up the good work for those of you who believe I'm doing good work. Uh, and that's what makes it all worthwhile. This young man was dealt a very bad hand in the beginning of the prime of his life. And that's a reality not only for him, but for many of us black men that we have to face. What if we die because of someone's mistake or said mistake? As far as Amber Guyger goes, I never once believed in her integrity or believed that she was actually capable of being sympathetic because I showed you some of the receipts in a lot of the earlier videos that I did on this 3 and 4 years ago, and as as I am today, I am still the same as you saw or heard in my example that I played for you, that I still have consistently felt the ways that I felt about this particular case right here. This case should have definitely been a wake up call for black men, no matter what background you're from, no matter where you're going in life. This can happen to you. This can't happen to you. And it's not any less of a shame now than it was back then. So, with that being said, rest in peace to Botham John. No, and still, I extend my condolences to his family, even though I feel like that they had a very bad look, during this trial. Um, but at the same time, they still lost their loved one, and I'm willing to bet any of you any amount of money that they're still mourning their loved one's death to this day. So that's it for me. I'm done. I will see you on the next go round. This is Kev. Long live the habitual line steppers and Kev we trust. And look at both of them, John. And if you're listening to me right now, you're still alive, which means you still have a chance, something that he doesn't have. And had he lived, he would have had a lot of chances and a lot of choices that some of us can only dream of. So just take this as you're still here. You can't afford to give up, and you're gonna win. So that's it for now. Till the next time. Peace out. Thank you once again.